Welcome, friends and foes, fays and fiends, to Quests and Chaos. I am Alandra Heilman, and tonight I will be sitting in the very tall and comfortable chair. Woo! We're going to be playing a little one-shot tonight. Once again, Thomas is horribly exhausted, so we've allowed him to go home and rest, and we will be joined by the lovely Baroness again. 2 weeks in a row, we're so spoiled.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And before I get to explaining what this game is and how it works, we're going to go through a little bit of housekeeping with these lovely folks.
Do we have a 3-minute opening video?
I forgot to send that file.
Oh, no.
Working on it all afternoon. We're going to just have to wing it.
We'll just play magic on camera then.
We've got the cards, apparently. Thomas and I have been in the middle of an epic battle for months now. Still haven't finished. If only the Swords and Sages intro was longer.
Well,
Before the stream started, we were at 98% of the tavern upkeep for the month. Thank you all so much, especially for this being a short month. But there's still time to tip that over to 100%.
How special would it be if that happened on our stream?
ooh,
No pressure, guys.
Great.
Because the winner of whoever we do a drawing, and whoever does that will get a book that I go ahead and I can't speak tonight.
That's fine.
Someone.
Yes, if we reach 100%, we will.
It's a book
trigger
that she has kissed the
book
inside
giveaway.
cover.
Yes, this is
Well, you do have your lipstick on.
I do.
That's true.
Okay.
Yes, a book lovingly hand-chosen by the Baroness. So if that appeals to you, maybe consider dropping some bits in our upkeep.
B.C. Andrews.
Oh my god.
That's if we get 150% of our upkeep, Ezra will send along a copy of his favorite
I've
B.C.
kissed
Andrews
on the
book.
inside
Yes.
Yeah, Ezra becomes the new ghostwriter for BC Andrews.
You're gonna have to arm wrestle the
I've
guy
got
who's
too
been
much
doing
hair.
it for the last 40 years. But you can support us in all of these endeavors and all these book giveaways by joining our Patreon, donating bits, subscribing, watching our videos on YouTube with your ad blocker off, or subscribing to YouTube Premium. Any number of ways that you can support us. And of course, if you're in our Patreon, we still have half the month left. Make sure you use up those cards and bits. I'm sure that some stream that isn't this is probably going to need them. They have no use here. I can't use the cards. Although, speaking of cards, there's about 2.5 days left on the Deck of Inspiration
yes.
Kickstarter. We just cracked the goal to get the book style PDF, and there's still absolutely enough time to unlock that deck of uninspiration
Yes.
that we all want
So
so
want this.
bad.
Guys.
Trust me, no one is more uninspired than Thomas.
I don't know. I sat in on both of his live streams for working on that deck, and there's some hilarious ideas for both the main decks and the deck of inspiration. So please, if you haven't backed yet, or if you have friends who haven't backed yet who might be interested, send them to the Kickstarter. I think it's bit.ly/QNC Kickstarter. QNC Deck. Almost had it. That's not one of the links that I normally have to do. So
I actually, I went on the Discord, I got a fake name, and I went in there and I asked Thomas about the naming a card thing, because I want to name a card Flowers in the Attic.
Oh no.
What? Okay, but what?
Oh, man, I just had the name. What would the power? Well, if you're related to anyone at the table.
You poison your enemy
Yeah, you
with
don't.
powdered donuts.
Yeah, that's right. You gain a plate of poisoned powdered donuts.
Oh boy.
Plate of poisoned powdered donuts. Poison that 5 times fast.
There you go.
I already know what's getting served at this dinner party later. But before we get to that, we have to go through, of course, our announcements. I hit one before I even clicked the thing. Good job, me. But we also have some lovely friends that we want to remind you about and support. First up being, of course, Birds of Paradise. We have bird and Arizona-themed dice made by our own Andrea of the Burbs, who apparently made out like a bandit this weekend at DundraCon.
Ooh.
So you should hop on her website and check out all of the lovely offerings there. And if you use our code Chaotic at checkout, gives you a nice little discount, gives us a little kickback. Everybody wins.
Did she win the painting competition?
She did.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
First place?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
From what I heard, yeah, her dragon took first.
She at least placed. I couldn't remember where.
Things she can do with spray paint.
Vampires.
I believe.
I
there's
mean,
photos.
spray paint is true art.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I believe there's photos of that in the Discord. That's where I saw it. Speaking of other friends, though, we've also got our friends at Nord Games. You can go to their website, everyone's favorite, say it with me, nordgamesllc.com/3.html.
I can't do that.
James isn't here. I had to do it in his place.
Okay. I was hoping we could dodge the dab, and then we didn't.
No, we dabbed the dodge.
I will 100% spill something if I attempt to do that.
Well, what could be more James?
Exactly.
No wine go to waste, guys.
Yeah, we already
Fair point.
sacrificed a Guinness to the great fridge move of 2022. But yes, Nord Games makes wonderful books and supplements for the world's greatest role-playing game. I am talking about Motherland's RPG, and also very system-agnostic supplements as well that you can use in any of your tabletop gaming. We use tons of them here for D&D, and I believe have snuck some of them into other games that we've played on this channel. And you can too. And if you do, please tell us about it in the Discord. I love hearing about everyone's crafty ways of using things. I believe our code there is chaotic 15
20.
Chaotic.
Ooh.
That's not written on.
Although weirdly, it's only 15% off. That's strange.
that would make sense actually.
That would be very chaotic, yes.
Yeah, everything on this channel is incredibly chaotic. But that's Nord Games, and of course, we are now affiliates with Hero Forge. So if you like all of the very cool minis that we use, the Chaos Agents have customized Hero Forge minis. I think most of our current games are using the Hero Forge images as their character images on screen. So if you like playing around with there and would like to have your own customized minis, you could use our affiliate link. Go to bit.ly/QNC Hero Forge, and that'll give us a little kick as well. So that was the Dice, that was the Nord Games, that was the Hero Forge, that was the Kickstarter. Have I missed anything?
Laura's in a play.
Laura's in a play.
Oh, yay.
She looks this good in the play too. You should
Yeah, there's a
absolutely
little
go see
sneak
it.
peek. I have 2 more weekends, so anybody who's local to the Bay Area, you can check that out. It's at City Lights Theater Company, CLTC.org. And it's called The Hollow. It is an Agatha Christie murder mystery, and we've had amazing audiences.
Have you done it yet?
You have to see the play to find that out.
See it to figure out. Oh, and speaking of things that we have done, though, we have reached 100% of Tavern Upkeep. Thanks to wonderful bit donations that I was just going through and making notes on. So thank you so much for getting us. That means we will be doing a book giveaway on the next stream.
Thomas says Saturday.
Thomas says Saturday. So on Saturday we will be doing.
What are we doing on
that
Saturday?
giveaway.
I have
Book
no idea.
giveaway. Apparently.
Well, yeah, we're just gonna log on, give away a book, and then go home.
I mean, who knows? It just means you gotta watch for those go live notifications and make sure that you're in.
Be very quick. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Wonderful.
Looking at you, Book Clancy.
It's been a minute since
I
you
know, the
did
reign
that.
of terror
It's
is,
a new month. You
It's-
can't add to the swag throne.
it's now the reign of tepid.
Oh.
Oh, wow, that's fighting words.
Just came up with that right now.
Wow, she's gonna come for you, man.
Well, I think that means it's time to distribute the bits. So, of course, we're going to have 1,000 bits from J. Matthews 85 to me to kill the what does it say? To kill the players. I mean, player characters.
I can't.
Thank you for that clarification.
It's an important clarification and one that
It is,
some
actually.
GMs need.
You know,
Not naming names.
I don't think any of you guys have seen me GM that much before. I'm generally benevolent.
Generally benevolent.
Duke Fleeg has 1,000 bits for the players.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
To do any special thing?
I will
conditional.
explain how bits are going to work for this game when I explain the game.
Oh, no.
There was no
know-
special message.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get more when everyone discovers what shenanigans this game is. And then from Omega Mercy 12, we have 1,000 bits to the players to counter J. Matthews, and because it's now quests and class instead of quests and chaos. It's so optimistic of you to think that this isn't going to devolve into immediate chaos.
I thought it was quests and crass.
It could also go
That's only for
there.
swords and sages.
Yeah.
No sexual innuendos tonight.
Just wait till Natural One comes back, where one of the hashtags is legit brothel notes.
Ooh, I like that.
That's terrifying. Well, I suppose on that note, we should get into the game. Do we need to do some sort of splash screen, like cutaway, anything, or can I just segue right in?
Let's just hum a song for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just take like a
Shine,
5-second
shine.
silence so
Wait,
there's
do
a
you
clear
remember-
delineation for the podcast.
Great. Okay, we're all going to have a nice little quiet Zen moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now Tiana knows where to cut the audio. Welcome, everyone. Tonight, for some inexplicable reason, we persuaded Thomas to let me run a game. So we'll be running a little game that I wrote called Weekend at Frankie's. This game was created based off of a suggestion from my friend Gawain. They have the prototype with the wrong artwork sheets directly in front of them. And this is an incredibly rules light one-page TTRPG that you can play with absolutely no planning, which I absolutely did not do, at the drop of a hat with all of your friends. All you need are a handful of D6s and some willingness to get weird.
The only thing we planned were outfits.
Sounds like my dating life.
Yes, we did plan the outfits. That is true.
Oh, wait, I'm married. I can't make those jokes anymore.
And yet we do every week. But no, Weekend at Frankie's. It's a frightening fate full of fearsome foes, and when the host drops dead, disaster descends. You have all been invited to a grand dinner party at the castle of your old family friend, Dr. Frankenstein. Although the house is clearly haunted and full of unspeakable horrors, the good doctor is fully in command of every ghast and ghoul and assures you the evening will be perfectly safe. However, when your host suddenly drops dead over the appetizers, you all realize you must find your way out of the castle, past a maze of monsters and mayhem that will only clear the path for their beloved master. Better hope none of them notice he's dead. So, that's the challenge that awaits you all tonight, and so we're gonna roll up some characters and see who our dinner party guests are going to be. So we're gonna start with 1d6 for everyone to get their character.
I think we
Archetype.
should challenge the chat, and they have to come up with accents for all of us.
Oh my gosh.
No, because I can't do accents.
We need more lead time. But tell you what, if you want to suggest accents for Ezra, I will read them off
And
to him at the
James.
end of
Once
this.
James arrives.
Yes, James will
he
hopefully
can
be
do
joining us
anything.
later.
You know what?
If
If we get 6 accents, I will roll a d6 and change it all the
right.
time.
All right, everybody,
Oh,
throw your accent
wow.
suggestions in the chat. I will make note of them while the rest of us are rolling our archetypes.
I got the long lost relative.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, not the scientist, not the scientist.
I am the adventurer.
Oh,
Another long lost relative.
okay.
Sister.
This could get interesting.
Aunt!
Oh my God.
I am the inventor or the scientist.
Your choice.
I think I will be the inventor.
I was gonna say you can also make it up as you go. Again, you might be both.
It's a little bit of both. Column A, column B.
All right. Yes, I'm old school and I have to take hand notes on these games.
I'll read all the possible character archetypes there were. There were the adventurer, the investigator, the inventor/scientist, the heir or heiress, the long lost relative, and the oculist.
Occultist.
Occultist. Occultist.
I want the Oculus.
I like Oculus better.
I mean, for
This
those,
seems so real!
I mean,
Wow!
Oh my God.
if you've ever seen Crimson Peak, it's possible to be both.
True.
And I
Yes,
have.
yes.
True.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Good movie. Left me permanently scarred.
Wasn't that permanent. All right, here's your 6 accents. You ready, Azra?
Oh, we
Holy
got some
crap.
already.
Oh.
yeah, it was.
Lord,
Oh,
yeah.
Chat was on it.
All right.
Your choices are Australian,
Oh God, Gordo.
Yes.
Canadian.
Okay.
Canadian's just nice Australia.
Let's see. Australian, Canadian, Irish Leicester Creole.
What?
I don't know what that means.
What is that?
I don't know if those. Oh, I'm sorry. Those are 3 separate ones. So take Leicester out of there. We already have that. So Irish and Creole. Slightly annoyed Minnesotan, which we will combine with
Yes.
Fargo because they're very similar.
Hell yeah.
and very annoyed jersey.
There you go. Right there.
I like slightly annoyed and very annoyed.
Well, Midwest, they cannot be.
Yeah, that's
fair.
right.
The best part of this is we're not even going to get to the game.
You know.
We need character creation forever.
Very annoyed. Are you sure it wasn't very annoying?
Both.
Both.
Poor
All right.
You're fine, Omega Mercy. Your comma got stuck and my eyes don't work. So, combination. I need the Oculus, apparently. All right.
Okay, are we choosing our items now?
Yes, so now we're going to choose some items. So there is a D20 list of items that these fine folks might have on their person. So they're going to each roll a D20 twice for 2 items that they just happen to have, as well as anything that they might find around.
Man,
So,
my dice are rolling like they roll for swords and sages.
Same.
Interesting.
all right.
Okay,
so
what'd you get?
4d6.
You got
Is it
2D
4d6
or
four times?
2d20.
You want?
It's, roll 2d20.
Oh, I see.
I have alternate rules in case you're playing with dice stolen from your Yahtzee game and don't have a D20.
14.
Accessibility.
8. Okay. Thank you.
So what are your 2 items?
A fountain pen and a signet ring.
Oh, interesting.
I am gonna make the GM. I'm gonna challenge you.
All right.
I
We haven't
want
started playing yet.
I want my cursed amulet to be the headdress of eyes.
Yes, please.
You know, here's the thing. I don't have enough context for that to say no, so sure.
You're just an annoyed AI who bugs me all the time.
It really is.
Oh, so I just get to speak in your head all the
Yeah.
time?
Is it here?
Beautiful.
I don't. Is the head? No, the headdress is
it
with
got sent
Dead
on to-
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Live
That's
Mom
right.
wears the
It was
headdress of
given, it was
eyes.
given to Live Mom.
Oh. All right. Great. So you
What's your-
have
I have a cursed amulet,
which is the headdress of eyes,
and a
yeah.
pocket knife.
And a pocket.
Oh, that won't go wrong. Well, I've got a few repeat items because I also have a cursed amulet. I cannot believe we came wearing the same thing.
Look, if I could take this off.
And I also have a fountain pen.
Okay.
Interesting. I have a vial of acid and a garrote.
Okay. Wow.
Why are you
How
always
violent.
the assassin?
Sounds like a great dinner
This is
date
gonna
right
be
there.
a really good dinner party, y'all.
What kind of
here.
inventor?
I'm gonna take a picture. I won't name all the items, but I'll take a picture and put it in Discord. for
I
you
mean,
guys.
to be fair, what inventor wouldn't have a coil of wire in their pocket? This one just happens to
A
have
vial of acid?
I, was gonna say,
Yeah.
I will also say for context that I am going to finish formatting the PDF and put this up on my itch.io account hopefully in the next couple of days. I just wasn't able to finish it before tonight. So anybody who likes this or hates it and wants to download it and give me notes and commentary later, there will be an available way to do that. I just didn't get my act together before tonight in true Quests and Chaos fashion.
You know.
Didn't want to break the streak.
one of
Each
us.
have half
One
of
of
a cursed
us.
locket.
Oh my God! Yes.
It's a cursed friendship.
If you put it together, it just is a hand giving you the finger.
Wow.
All right. Well, you guys work on that. We also now have stats. So in this game, everybody has 6 stats, and I'm just going to read them off while everybody assigns them. So I stole this mechanic from a game called Crypt Kickers, which is phenomenal. You should go play it. So each character has 6 stats and has the following modifiers: a -2, a -1, a 0, a 0, a +1, and a +2, which they can assign to these stats as they so choose. The stats are this: bluff, talk your way into or out of your ideal situation. Hit, you woke up and chose violence. No, hey, I recall this oddly specific info. Elude, I am a leaf on the wind. Perspicacity, can I get a vibe check? And weird, also oddly specific info, but like the creepy shit. So that's going to be the stats that everyone will be working with. And here's where your wonderful bits come in. Whenever our players decide to attempt something that they want to use one of these statistics to do, they will roll 2d6 and add their modifier to see, higher numbers, better chance of succeeding. For whatever DC I have set based on the difficulty of the task they're trying to accomplish. If they would like, they can use these bits for advantage, which allows them to roll 3d6 and keep the 2 highest.
Oh.
And of course, I will be using my bits to invoke disadvantage, where they can roll 3d6 and have to take the 2 lowest. So, if that's enticing to anyone to give us more bits in either direction, that's what it happens.
Boy.
All right. So everybody's had a moment to assign their stats.
Yes.
You need another moment to come up with a name and a little bit of a
Hold on,
shtick.
I'm writing my backstory.
See, I knew you'd love this game. You
I
don't have
was
time
born
to write a
there.
backstory. It's whatever comes out of your mouth at the dinner party, and then you're stuck with it. I mean, yes and. All right, I'm gonna get my tables ready. Okay. Okay.
So, this may be the fiasco in me talking, but let's try and find sort of some weird, we've got the amulet thing. I love the idea that we're like the long lost relatives, but
Not
we
necessarily
gotta-
to each other.
Well, no, but who are you a relative of?
I don't know yet.
This sounds like so much planning that you're doing, Ezra.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
I love fiasco,
It's a
man.
fiasco thing, yeah.
Yes.
See, the trick to fiasco is making sure everybody has a connection to everybody else.
You know, in the other game that I built, Spooky Scary Skeletons, you have a relationships table that you also roll on that determines your relationship to the person to your right. You just go in a circle on it, and I was contemplating adding something like this to this game. A little tiny bit of backstory. This game was written in 4 hours about a year ago based off of a dare. So
I would have said 6 at least.
we're still... Well, the
There's clip art!
that's from the other game. It's recycled.
So yeah, I like the idea that we have 2 halves of the amulet, and maybe we both got mysterious notes saying, meet here to find the other half of the amulet.
Ooh, I like that.
it.
So I think my connection to Dr. Frankenstein is being a fellow inventor who's working on a similar problem, and I'm coming to spy on his setup to make sure that he's not getting ahead of me. But I think also you and I work together because you're an adventurer. So I made gadgets for your adventures.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
And it does work if we're like both long lost relatives and we just didn't know it until we got here and started comparing notes. Like, wow, we grew up in the same house. I've missed this.
It's a big house.
It's a very big house.
I was in the attic. It was the whole thing.
The attic, the basement, the weird shed out back. All right.
The oubliette in the corner.
Or should we be related to Frankenstein? Is that funnier? I don't know.
I know there's lots of people who live in this house, this castle, really. You haven't even met, honestly, really any of them except for Dr. Frankenstein, who you mostly know from outside of here, and you've actually never been to his house before, with good reason. It's a giant castle up on the top of a very creepy hill. No matter what time of day, night, or year it is, there's always lightning flashing in the background whenever you look at it. It's a little unsettling and kind of annoying if you have migraines. But, you know, it's considered a really a treat to be invited to one of Dr. Frankenstein's dinner parties. They're famous, infamous, really, because so few people ever get to go to them. He hosts so rarely, you know, always so busy with his work. So this is really a treat to meet up with each other, to be escorted through the long, winding corridors, all lit with these eerie torches that glow in a variety of different colors, some of which do not seem normal or natural, and you're not quite sure which chemicals make that color, but you're just gonna kind of keep moving forward and go with it. There's the requisite rattling of chains, knocking on walls, weird howling noises, screams of the damned, but you don't really pay them a lot of mind. Your host assures you that it's fine, you know, nothing here ever bothers him, and they know to behave themselves when he's hosting a dinner party. But he does caution you, of course, don't go wandering off or exploring without him, because some of the inhabitants of the castle are, well, less than friendly towards anybody who's not sort of with him. He's got a really good handle on everything. Everyone knows that he's the lord of the domain, but they don't always take kindly to guests.
The guests don't take kindly to guests.
No, not particularly.
Who'd have guessed?
And he takes you up towards one of the upper floors. There's a lot of winding and switchbacks, and at one point you go into a wall and up a staircase, and then immediately down another staircase, and then exit out of a painting and pop through some other corridors until you finally arrive at this lavish, beautiful banquet hall that is set with all kinds of little nibbles and hors d'oeuvres across this just vast, massive table. There's a huge roaring fireplace on one end, windows that look out over the immense hedge maze that's in the backyard and the grounds, and the very creepy forest beyond that sprouts up on the backside of the hill. You all sit down. Wine is poured, hors d'oeuvres are passed, and as your host sits down, lifts a goblet to cheers to friends, to family, and to all who come here.
Cheers.
Does this taste? And instantly he just, boom, head down, straight into the table.
I mean, it's a little weak, but otherwise it tastes fine to me.
He lays still.
Gonna go over and check for a pulse.
There is none.
Of course there isn't. Just like, so he's dead.
Well, that's going to make everything rather boring for the rest of the night.
That's what you get for not drinking beer.
Well, all the rest of us had wine too, and yet we are not dead, so I don't think it's the wine.
Maybe he just had a sudden heart attack.
Cholesterol. It'll get you.
I mean, from the egg buffet, I do believe that cholesterol would be.
I thought
Was it ish?
I love me a deviled egg.
Well,
I don't suppose there's any use in calling a doctor.
out here?
We're about 30 miles up a dirt road.
I mean, there was a doctor.
I don't think he's that kind of doctor. Really.
Oh, he can do some interesting things with lightning. Or could, I suppose. Damn.
I mean, maybe he's just asleep. Hey! Wake up, you!
Olivia is going to go very indelicately rifle through his pockets. Well, I came here for answers, and so if he's not going to speak them, then I might as well see if he has any on his person.
Yeah, you start rifling through his pockets. He does not move or react, being as he is in fact dead. You find there's, a handkerchief tucked into one. You find a little, calling card case that flips open, has little calling cards in it that say Victor von Frankenstein, Doctor, Inventor, and Keeper of the Macabre.
Oh, so many titles.
You find a billfold with a couple of large bills, just clipping in two $50 bills, essentially. Not much else. He's in his, dinner finery. The pockets are very minimal. These are almost like women's clothing pockets. They barely exist. So it doesn't look like he didn't have a lot of room for anything here.
I searched the room, and all I found was this list of the answer to next week's Wordles.
Well, someone would pay highly for those, I'm sure.
The New York Times, presumably.
They already did, didn't they?
I'd like to look around the room and see if there's any kind of statue bust of any fashion.
Of course. Go for it. You take a look around the room, and you can see that there's quite a bit of statuary in this room. In fact, there's 6 big windows, and above each is a little cutaway niche. All of them seem to have little statues in them. It looks like first one looks like it's some sort of maybe Greek or Roman god. The second one looks like it's maybe some sort of African fetish or something like that. Third one looks more like a little bust of a poet or something like that you'd see in a schoolroom. Fourth one is empty. Fifth one has a little display with some sort of necklace on it. some there. And the 6th one is just full of cobwebs. But like a massive amount, like a nested amount of cobwebs.
If I stood on a chair, I'm wondering if I could actually get up to one of those. Could you get on one of those?
I don't appreciate art.
This isn't about you.
Olivia, she's like, that's a great idea. And she wants to drag a chair over to the one with a necklace on it.
Okay.
Because she wants to see if it looks like the amulet that she has half of.
Think about room proportions. I'll say standing on a chair, you can get closer. You can get a little bit closer and see it a little bit better. You'd probably need to fully like drag the table over, or like one of the side tables or something that's a little taller to get all the way up to it.
Well, that's rather annoying. But so she'll at least crane her neck to see if the necklace resembles the amulet.
It does not appear to be an amulet. It looks like it's some very like clusters of like emeralds. Like there's a big one and then surrounded by a bunch of little ones, and then there's like little swags of more of them draped off of it.
Howie is standing by the egg buffet, and he's like, I might be able to get those down. And I just start winging eggs
I have a better idea. Olivia will descend, try to find some type of utensil.
Nope, that one's soft-boiled.
Splat. Go ahead and roll me under your perspicacity.
Uh-oh. That's my lowest stat. That's my -2.
You're not good at the vibe check?
Ooh! That'll be a 5 total.
Okay. You're looking around. There's a lot of serving utensils on this table. You haven't spent a lot of time around Dr. von Frankenstein, so nothing really crosses your mind as far as alternate options. So, but you've got a carving fork for the big ham hock. You've got various like punch bowl tongs, spoons and forks and stuff like that.
Yeah, she'll grab the tongs.
You gonna try to get that necklace?
Yeah.
High or low? That's my favorite way of resolving things in this game.
Low.
Okay. It's a little precarious. You do feel your foot slipping on the chair a little bit, but you're able to use that to your advantage and kind of hook the tongs and wing the thing off. Necklace comes to the floor.
Fantastic. So she'll take a closer look at it.
This looks like an incredibly valuable emerald necklace. And it's incredibly well shined and polished for being as high up as it was.
Well, why don't we just warm this up a little bit? She'll put it on.
Okay.
I'm gonna rescue a deviled egg from the egg buffet and eat it on my while I'm looking around trying to see if there's any like double doors that lead out to a balcony or anything like that, because my first thought is he said that he has control over the ghouls and ghasts, and I would like to get out of here without being et.
This room does not have any, does not seem to have any balcony. There are these big windows. It looks like you could probably open them, but it looks like it's just onto a flat portion of the wall. There are 3 visible doors that you can spot. There's the one that you entered through. There is a kind of parallel one on the other side of the other long end of the room that's opposite the windows. And then there's one kind of very small, maybe like a servant's pass door or something that's kind of tucked over a little bit hidden behind the fireplace.
Okay. I want to open one of the windows a little bit and like look around to make sure that nothing flying is interested in me opening this window.
Sure, yeah. You open the window, you peek out. As soon as you creak the window open, you get the lightning flashes. You see something skitter through the maze down below. There is a little burst of like bats, birds, something that like pops out of the trees and like flits off into the distance with the lightning. And you hear a wolf howl off from a different portion of the grounds, but nothing is like there looking at you or anything like that.
But something went skittering through the maze, and that makes me a little nervous because I'm thinking we can grab tablecloths, knot them together, and maybe climb out the window that way. But
I mean, my lift is going to be here in 3 hours, so.
I usually just take the stairs. I'm not sure why we couldn't do that.
because the person who could get us through safely is dead.
He may
Are we sure he's dead?
exaggerating.
Oh, he's dead, yeah.
Yeah, you see the foam around his lips, which are turning blue, and his eyes are rolled back in his head. He's pretty dead looking.
Well, look, we're all stuck in here together, and unfortunately, our host didn't have a chance to introduce us all. I mean, of course, I know you, but I would love to know with whom I am potentially escaping a haunted castle.
Wait, we're not potentially. We're definitely escaping.
I think she meant whether or not it's actually haunted, although I would argue we saw enough everything out there to say that it certainly is.
Well, I am not a stranger to theatrics.
Well, then she should have said escaping this potentially haunted castle.
Well,
I'm an English teacher, sorry.
Oh, okay. And your name?
Oh, I'm Howie.
Howie.
Howie Gord.
Of the New
There it is.
of the New Jersey Gourds.
Well, no, the East Hampton Gords.
Oh. Hamptons.
Yeah, you know, it's,
Quaint.
I mean, it's nice for new money.
And what did you make your money in?
Oh, well. So, I created, so you know Wordle, right? Well, I created a Wordle that's just lewd parts of the body in Australian. And there's about 7,000 different words for lewd body parts in Australian. Yesterday's clue was chunder.
I have concerns about English curriculum in Australia.
This is the one.
Oh no, I teach here in New Jersey.
Are we in New Jersey?
You are somewhere on the edge of the Transylvanian forests.
Well, it's the tri-state area, really.
You're a little.
That might be Transylvania, New Jersey. Now that you think of it, you're not real sure.
That's amazing.
Which exit is that?
And you?
I'm scanning the statuary because I'm looking for one particular one, and particularly one of a musician,
Okay.
sort of like Beethoven, Mozart, or whatever like that. And I just kind of speak over my shoulder at her, going, "Oh, my name's Georgina, but you can call me Georgie."
Odds or evens?
Evens.
Evens. You're looking up, you're scanning at these statues. It takes you sort of a moment because you're at a distance and everything, but you're pretty sure that the Greek god is Apollo, god of music with a lyre. And it looks like the bust, kind of hard to tell, but it does have sort of the big kind of curly wig thing that could be like a you know, Brahms or a Schubert, but it could also be like Moliere.
I think that's John Bon Jovi.
Without a thing. Or it could be John Bon Jovi. It's, you know,
Because
those wigs, very deceptive.
I would like to see if I can get up there and grab the little bust and bring it down. If not, I would like to see if there
Egg?
is.
Much in the same way that Olivia had to sort of get some extra extended reach, you're probably going to need to find some other implement to sort of pull it towards you and kind of pull
Well,
it back.
looking down at my signet ring that I have, it actually has a recessed shape of a lyre on it. And I want to see, I was understood that there was a bust somewhere that had a little depression to put the
Full on
ring
Wonder
in.
Twin powers activate over here.
Well,
Okay.
Howie, perhaps you could give a little boost.
I'm actually a very religious man, and I'm not allowed to touch women.
You are in a horrible position, my friend.
Well, I mean, look, I love the ladies, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's sort of like window shopping. But I'm married to God.
Right.
I don't know which God. It's one of those, it was in a dark room, and I talked to the God for a while. But I don't know which God. I'll find out in 30 days.
It sounds like a restraining order.
Well, not yet. But that's how most of my relationships do end.
Well, look, we all came here for a reason, and our host has expired, but I would still like some answers of why I came here, and sounds like you are here for a reason as well, and we might as well just help each other.
And what is your name?
I'm Olivia.
Olivia.
Olivia Oleander. You may have heard of my recent excursion to Egypt. I found the lesser tomb. I mean, it was full of many riches, and sure, and someone else finds King Tutankhamun's tomb. I mean,
Well,
anyways.
Tutankhamun, actually.
Tutankhamun was the lesser.
Ah! I mean, where you put that apostrophe really makes a difference.
Are you an Egyptologist? In
No.
addition to English?
No, I'm not an Egyptian teacher.
And you, what was your name?
Bernadette Hill.
Bernadette Hill. And you said you were an inventor.
I have a sudden urge to run in slow motion.
You can't get rid of me.
Where's our theme song?
I can.
Yes. I mean, Bernadette's helped me on many of my excursions.
Yes, Dr. Frankenstein and I have worked together a couple of times. No, not here. This is the first time I've been here. And yes, of course, Olivia and I have worked together on a couple of her excursions.
Well, it sounds like you both might have a very good idea of how we can get out of here.
Not in the building itself. I haven't been here, as I said. Dr. Frankenstein and I have visited other locales. He's been to my lab a couple of times. Sneaky bastard stole a couple of my things.
Oh.
But,
On our way out, I wouldn't mind having a peek in his study or lab or any place where he might keep important notes.
Do we know where in this labyrinth? Because we went up many stairs, down many stairs, and through many doorways.
well,
None of us have been here.
for the kind of work that he does, it might be in the it's either in the basement or the attic, which does not narrow it down. He likes using lightning, and if he's able to transmit the lightning through the ground, being in the basement is the safest, but if he can't, he'd need to be up in the attic.
Fascinating.
Lightnings in the sky, I would opt for the attic.
Oh, I love storms. They're just absolutely brilliant.
Georgie, you were standing near the busts because you were looking at those, and so you can suddenly hear over to your side just a very light scratching that seems to maybe be on the other side of that door, that sort of servant's door that's hidden behind the fireplace.
It's hidden by the...
It's sort of tucked behind, so like if it's visibly a door, but it's sort of tucked into that back shadowy corner behind the fireplace where it's not gonna draw a lot of
If you
wind.
hear something behind a door, why are you going to open that door?
We don't. Do any of us hear that as well?
I think if she hushes you and draws your attention to it, then yes, you can.
I didn't say I was opening the door. I just... Why are you...
Is there a
you sound
chance-
so much like my father. Oh,
Is there a
God.
chance Dr. Frankenstein had a dog?
Define dog.
There's a better chance his dog
it's
had
a-
like a human hand.
You
Animal?
have technically heard a lot of howling while you've been in this building.
Probably
That
that
was
really
stated.
savage corgi.
It's a wolf corgi mix.
A wargie.
I wouldn't want it to stop. Does the doctor not have any servants?
I'm sure he has plenty of them.
Because
Just,
we're out of eggs.
I wonder why. I
Also-
say, looking up at the splats.
Perhaps we might eventually need to alert someone as to the doctor's demise.
Is there a phone by any chance in this room?
No, not in this room. You do know that the doctor is very ahead of his time and has the entire place wired with electricity, so there's a good possibility that he has a phone somewhere.
Ah.
Usually in the hallway somewhere. And if we're going to explore and maybe make... Oh, gosh. I'm going to feel awful if it's a poor little corgi who needs to be fed.
Do we want to?
No. I kind of like the going out the window idea, personally. Look, we came a whole upstairs, downstairs, that whole thing. Who knows how we're going to get back? If we go out the window, we're in a yard, we can cut our way through some shrubbery and make our way to the front of the castle. Bob's
Maybe
your
we'll
uncle.
go up to the door and knock and do a little whistle. Like, hey, boys.
Sorry?
Oh,
Is that me?
oh, um, who is this?
It's Harry, the coachman. You said I was supposed to let the doctor know when the last guest arrived, but is everything all right in there? The door's locked.
Oh, why are you scratching and not knocking?
Do you not have servants? It's not polite to knock. You scratch so that you don't disrupt. I'm sorry, this is very impolite. If you could just open the door, I could just talk to you.
Oh.
It's
Dear, the doctor is giving us a stern look.
I'm terribly sorry for disrupting. Then I will go find the last guest and work on escorting him up to join you. Terribly sorry for bothering. Please forgive me and pretend you saw and heard nothing. I apologize for the disruption to the evening. I am but a lowly, humble servant and am invisible in the eyes of such great ones as yourselves.
That was a terrible run-on sentence.
And you hear footsteps moving away from the door.
Okay,
must have been a
so we
temp.
have company, it seems, and we can't...
There's a fifth guest.
Yes, and a dead doctor. So,
Out the window?
How about out the hallway?
I mean, I suppose, but
We don't know where we're going.
we don't know where we're going, and
Well, we're not going anywhere, staying in the room, and she's gonna rush to the hall, the doors that she came up
Yeah.
and fling them open. I assume it's the hallway.
Yep.
Kind of try to look down either
Four
way.
servants fall in from where they were.
Yeah, you fling the doors open that you guys entered through. There is a long hallway with two doors on each side, and then the door at the far end, which is the one you came through that came up from a set of stairs. Mm-hmm. There's portraits on the walls. It's like portrait, doors, tapestry, doors, portraits, and then the end of the hallway. Everything's flickering in torchlight. It's mostly just standard-looking torchlight, except one that's like weirdly more yellow than the rest of the orange torches for some reason. But all the torches have kind of been like that as you've gone through. There will just be really strange ones throughout.
Right. Well, we know where that door goes, and she'll point to the one we came up, and she'll try to. Where's the door that's most opposite to that one? She's gonna head towards that one.
So you're directly across from the one you came through. You just came in a straight line.
Oh, and then
you've
so there's
got,
doors
you've got
at opposite
four,
end.
two to your right and two to your left, on the long sides of the hallway.
Look at these portraits. They've all got the same collapsed nose you do.
Collapsed.
I paid good money for. Shut up!
Oh, I mean, it's in the port. It's, most people it runs in their family, and this one it kind of walks.
Well, look, I think I'm interested in finding the doctor's study or lab or wherever notes would be kept, and we think that perhaps the attic might be a possibility for the lab. So I am just trying to find the stairs going up.
Well, I'm definitely looking for a particular bust, and it's of a musician, I believe. So if you come across anything like that, let me know, because I can examine it.
We might as well just start trying doors. We're in a bit of a rush. We don't want to.
Are we?
Are we in a hole?
I mean, my lift does get here in 3 hours.
Well, before a servant or a fifth guest discovered that our dear host is dead.
Wait a minute. What year do you think it is?
The year that it is, darling.
Well done.
That's a creepy answer.
That's inspiration bits for you, madam.
So, it is 1997 for you, right?
Give or take a few decades. Are you joking?
No. 99. We're in Bayonne, New Jersey, and it's 1997.
Oh.
did he get hit very hard on the head at some point?
I heard of some who are...
No, we think the eggs are what killed him.
I'm talking about you. Did you get hit very hard in the head at some point?
I mean, I played rugby when I was a kid.
That was such a tragic year. We lost my brother.
Wait, what year do you think it is?
We're in the new millennia.
Bernadette, as this conversation is happening, you're, thinking on this, you've worked with the doctor before a little bit, you've had conversations with him, and you know that you're not the only person who has a little bit of concern about what the doctor might be up to and where he might have gotten his research from. And it sort of dawns on you that there's probably a lot of people who would want him dead. And that means there's probably a good assumption that if anybody finds out that he's dead and that you four were here, the natural next conclusion is that one of you, or perhaps all of you, did in fact murder him.
It is probably in all of our best interest to keep the circumstances of this as concealed as possible for as long as possible. Possibly get him to a bed or something. Like he turned in early and is found the following morning dead in his bed.
I mean, if we touch the body, our fingerprints are all over it.
Well, we were just guests. We could have shook his hand. One of us could have had an affair with him. I mean, there's perfectly good explanation.
Not it.
Well, I was
Right, you should
we
have
could
said
just
so.
take like the tablecloth and drag him somewhere,
Why?
because then we're not touching him.
Or, and then Olivia is gonna rush back. She remembers in his pockets finding sunglasses.
You do rifle around, and sure enough, the one, useful pocket is inside of his thing, and sure enough, there's a pair of very elegant-looking cat-eye sunglasses.
Yeah.
Very blingy and kind of an
So,
unusual
and
choice.
she'll put him on the doctor and say, or perhaps the doctor's had quite a bit to drink, and we just need to help him along to his room. Maybe some of the strong. I'm quite strong, actually. So if somebody else can take the other side, we can.
I can do that. Yes, I can be on the other side.
Because see how here's the problem. If we are here when he died, we're suspects. Especially since we all drank from the same things, but he was the one who died. And all of us might have reasons, and there's a lot of other people who have reasons.
Look, I'm sure we all had reasons
I
for him to
like
be dead.
getting him to his room and then
Yes.
pretending like he
Turned in
passed in his sleep.
Yes, well, get the foam off his
So-
mouth. Yes. Well,
I'll pull the handkerchief that was mentioned earlier and wipe the corners of his mouth.
Okay. Well, Georgie, if you don't mind
So-
getting the other side.
So which door, right or left here?
Well, we need to get the body first. Let's lift him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and with
he's
the
gotten cold so fast.
dearly departed doctor braced up between Olivia and Georgie, you make your way into the hallway.
Oh, well.
Ooh, an excellent cologne, though.
I wouldn't guess that
Must find that.
his room would be on the same floor as the dining hall. So, again, I think we need to find the stairs up.
I agree, and the stairs to the attic probably won't be anywhere obvious because that's the domain of servants.
I feel like we were already in the attic as we
Okay.
came down from here.
Well,
It
I
is
don't
very hard to
see-
tell the architecture
I
of
don't
this
see
place.
open staircases, so the staircase is obviously behind a door.
All right, we got a door to the right and a door to the
Let's
left.
just.
All right, I'll take one. You take the other.
No! Look, if we've got monsters all over the place, let's open one door at a time.
Well, but if we open the doors and one of them has a monster behind it, we can say, "Oh, we're helping the good master to his bed. He had a little bit too much to drink. Can you point us in the right direction?"
Who talks to monsters?
You, apparently.
Chloe, how are you at imitating voices? Do you think you could pretend to be Dr. Frankenstein? Should we come across?
My uncle? I think I could do that, yeah.
Okay, well, that will be the plan. If we come across a ghoul or a monster, Georgie and I will perhaps move an arm or two, and you can maybe be behind us and provide the voice.
It's a terrible plan. I'm all for it.
It's the worst, but we don't have much option. We don't have many options, so I'll go ahead and open doors.
Wait a minute. Do we think the police are gonna come?
No one's called them. Why would they come?
Well, then why are we worried about anyone finding out that we're suspect in this?
Because if it's found out that he is dead, someone will call the police, and then we've been here.
The servants
They
have
know
seen
that we're
us.
here.
We have all received invitations to be here. I mean,
One or two things will happen. The police will never find us. Or they'll find us and they'll get us out of this place.
okay, let's just get him to his bedroom. Okay, let's start with doors.
All right, and I'll go ahead and be like, the good doctor was left-handed, so I'll open the left-handed door to see if that.
You open the first door coming out of the dining hall to your left, and this appears to be some sort of small study or library.
Ew.
There's a
First
bunch of
time.
Shelves lined with books. There's a little kind of reading desk set up with like a little lamp. There's a quill pen stuck in a bottle of ink and a blotter. Some like a little notepad, almost like a hotel style notepad, whatever. Just a little thing for jotting down notes. There is also a fire roaring in the fireplace here. Beautiful ornate Persian rug covering the floor. And I forgot a die that I need. And you see 2 more doors.
Goodness gracious.
Right. Well, I wouldn't mind taking a stop here. Georgie, perhaps there's some busts in here. Maybe we can put the good doctor in one of these chairs?
Oh, yes, let's do that.
Yes. And we'll
oh.
rush in.
Yeah.
And put him
And
down.
there's a chaise there that we can go ahead and put his feet
there's
up
a
on.
chaise, there's a big overstuffed armchair, and then there's like a little desk chair by the desk.
Yeah, let's do it with the chaise. And if there's a little blanket, we can put it over him.
Yeah, and prop a book. Like he fell
Yes.
asleep.
I like this.
Well, we could just leave him here.
We might. So I will hurriedly try to like set the stage here and make it seem like he was reading. And,
Close the door behind us.
And I'm doing a very quick scan of the bust.
yeah. And after I do that, I will go to the desk to rifle through papers and the drawers.
All right. So you hurriedly stage the scene of a little
And
reading.
because you're rolling, I'm going to refill my wine because I have a feeling I'm gonna need it.
Oh, is that the game we're playing? now?
Indeed.
Here, we'll get some ASMR.
Highs or lows, Georgie?
Oh no.
Lows.
Okay.
Ooh.
There's gonna be some good sound effects here.
Odds or evens, Olivia?
Odd.
Odds. Great.
Now, everyone watching has to pee.
Aerate your wine, guys.
Especially, well, yeah.
What does that even do?
Puts air into the wine.
It opens up like the flavor.
When you get a chance, since we're already doing the ASMR, we'll just top mine off.
Laura.
Oh yes.
No.
Like, was the flavor closed?
It's a wine thing.
Like, wine is bad, but then it's good.
It tastes dense, and that's an odd way of saying it, but it tastes dense. Once you have it aerated, you get more of the flavors. It kind of opens up.
You did say chemistry, right? So
No.
when you okay,
When you mix
When you
acid, no.
expose
I was a
things to
theater kid.
air.
I was gonna
like,
say this would be why Bernadette is the inventor. You are looking around the room and you do see up on one of the shelves, much more accessible, probably like head height where you are. There is another small bust. It looks like it's probably from the same family, if you will, as the one that was in the other.
Okay.
You come up to
Tell by
this
the
one,
nose.
and it is a bust of the English poet John Keats.
So I moved the bust around. Do I see any kind of indention that would match, say, a signet ring?
There is a little indent on the back. It is a quill pen.
That is not mine. Mine is a liar.
But it does look like it's about the same size as yours.
Interesting.
Olivia, you start rifling through the desk drawers. You find a lot of loose papers with scribbles on them. Looks like similar to the notepad on here. They are funky. There's a lot of math. Like a lot of math. And then there's something that is in a language that might be German or might be ancient Sumerian, and you're not sure which.
Because German and ancient Sumerian.
Well, see,
Well-
that's the thing. You look at it, you're like, this is definitely
I
German. And then you look at it again, and you're like,
detested
no,
my
it's
German
definitely-
nanny
yeah.
growing up, so I refused to learn German. Yeah, Olivia's gonna take out the half amulet thing and try to see if there's any markings on it that match the scribbles.
You know, the amulet you found, it's fairly worn, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
There are some symbols on it that I could be like Cyrillic letters, unless they're cuneiform, or possibly they're Greek, but they could also be the like visual representation of Braille. So
Yeah.
it's really
And she's kind of cursing under her breath because she does usually have a researcher with her, and halfway through the trip up to Dr. Frankenstein's, he mysteriously disappeared. So,
What's wrong, Olivia?
well, I remember I found this on our last expedition, and
Of course.
it's only half an amulet, and I was promised answers about finding the other half and understanding what this is, but
Have you put that on?
what?
Have you put that on? The amulet.
I know, it isn't exactly my style.
'Cause every bloody time.
Did something bite you?
You never let me out to play.
Did we all hear that?
no, only him.
Okay.
I have a very similar amulet, and every time I put it on and I can't take it off.
Wait a moment, and Olivia is gonna rush over and try to piece it together.
Wait, I'm not sure.
You guys don't. You guys hold it up, and it zooms in like the 80s version of Annie, where they like put the piece of the locket together and it fits in perfectly. There's a brief glowing light that comes from the amulet. You hear just like
I don't think that's
from
good.
sort of inside your head, Olivia. Then you also hear like, oh, well, that's interesting in your head.
Do not put that on. It's my advice to you.
Did everyone hear that voice?
Hear what?
Yours?
I guess the answer was no.
Oh.
You guys do see the amulets glowing now that they're together.
And are they like stuck together now?
You're pulling very hard.
No, you can
Okay.
pull them apart, but the glow doesn't go away.
Are there magnets in there?
No, I can take it apart.
I can't take it off. I put it on, doesn't come off.
Yes.
Why would you want to take me off?
Well, and look, ever since I've put this on, I've killed 7 hobos. It's New Jersey. I was at a truck stop.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the amulet's
So
the
if they
reason.
do discover we were all him, let's
You,
wait on this one.
you read my mind, dear.
You know, hobos are very lowbrow. We could kill something far better. You did not hear that one.
That's
Olivia.
right.
Okay, well, have you found out anything about this amulet?
Every time I pull it out, it cuts me. What are you doing?
Helping?
It won't come off. I told you.
Oh, well, you know, it just might need a good yank. No, I guess not.
It does not appear to have a clasp, and it definitely doesn't seem to want to come off.
So sorry.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna go pick up the pages of math
doesn't
and see
affect
if
your
I can make
accent
sense
at all.
of them.
Give me a no roll.
It's very hard to talk like that, like this. Anybody have anything to drink?
Oh, that is 7.
7.
here, wait, I'm rolling this for your accent chart.
Oh no, now I'm Canadian. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's all this about?
A.
The vast majority of the meth looks like it takes a minute and you realize it looks like it is probably weird like tax coding. like it is straight up somebody's trying to figure out how to doctor their books to make it look like they owe less in taxes than they do, but they're doing it in a very roundabout algebra 2 way instead of like a normal spreadsheet.
Whoa.
You think so hard about something that you come around it from clear the worst direction.
And then there's one sheet that, as you glance down at it, you see at the top straight up says, adjusted formulations for advanced vivisection, and then has a whole bunch of chemical symbols and math next to it, and it looks like it's probably like chemical components. and
What?
stuff
That
like
tax form. That tax form's there from 1933. What's that about?
Oh, we skipped to Irish.
No, Irish would be that.
Now we're on Wheel of Accents.
This was like that was like a Toronto Canada.
I
Toronto.
clearly left a table off of this game. I'll have to add it for the 2.0.
I'm not entirely sure. This isn't. I mean, tax codes and I have a very tumultuous relationship. But this, I think, and I'll fold up the formulations for the vivisection and tuck them away in a pocket.
You all hear a sudden pounding. Doctor! Doctor! Open the door! Coming from the door to that you guys came from. So it sounds like it's in the hall, knocking on the door to.
Nobody
the
worry.
hall.
I got this.
Oh,
I
to the
promise.
banquet hall.
I got
So,
this.
so it's not knocking.
Room that
I
you
get
came
behind the
from.
chair.
Howie, this is your time.
I behind the chair. Hello! It is I, Dr. Frankenstone!
This is not how what he sounded like. No.
Yes, Dr. Frankenstein, are you, we were coming to see if you needed more wine, but it sounds like maybe you're right. Why are you in the library?
I like books.
Are your guests all right? Do you need anything else, sir?
I need more eggs.
Right, yes, we'll get right on the,
Fill the egg buffet.
yes, John is getting very antsy downstairs. Should we provide him with anything in particular, or is he
Eggs.
set? He's allergic to eggs. We've had this discussion, Doctor.
He's just not trying hard enough.
We'll check with him and see if he needs anything, and hopefully he doesn't bite anyone this
And-
time.
Do me a favor. Slide a map of the house under the door.
Give me a bluff roll.
Ooh.
That is a 12.
Well,
Because I want to give it to one of my guests so they can find the bathroom.
are you sure you wouldn't rather I just send Hilda up to escort them like usual, sir?
They get very weirded out if someone goes to the bathroom with them.
Well, it's going to take a moment for us to find one of the up-to-date maps since that renovation, but I can certainly ask Vincenzo to.
No, not him. I don't like him. Okay, him. He's fine.
Well, all right. Are you sure?
Does he still do that thing with his tongue, though?
Yes, we've discussed this. He can't not do the thing with his tongue.
All right. But the map.
All right. Would you like us to bring it to the?
Just
dining
slide it
hall
under
or
the door
Oh,
of the library.
all right. And about that. You know, the surprise with the time limit on, will you still be in here? Do we need to readjust that? Or are you going to be back in the other room when that?
We're gonna be here.
Oh no, we'll be in the dining room in, is it 2 hours from now?
It's in 15 minutes.
Oh wow,
Doctor.
time flies.
Well, it was supposed to go with the appetizers, but I don't know. All right.
Did we get Christopher Walken?
Who?
No?
I don't have that name on the list, sir. Was he supposed to be on the list?
Did we get Clark Gable?
Good doctor, perhaps we should get back to what we're doing.
Oh yeah, good reading going on here, sorry.
Well, we'll
She found the picture books.
try to find. Give me another bluff roll.
Oh no.
Quickly, bluff. There's another 12. Bluff is my skill.
Good job. Have you rearranged the library without my knowledge, sir?
Oh, there was this kid Dewey.
Oh, I thought we were under orders not to let him touch the books after the incident, but all right.
Well,
your house, your rules. We're going to go look for that map and try to reset the timers. Very good, Doctor. And you hear like 3 sets of footsteps.
I think that went. Wait, what am I?
Howie, perhaps next time, if they ask you if you need anything, you say privacy, not eggs.
I mean, the eggs were pretty good.
How would you know? You hurled all of them.
I'll take it.
question
I
is,
licked a
what-
couple.
What exactly is
Which
happening
ones
in
did you lick?
15 minutes, do you think?
Is that a surprise?
I hope somebody's coming out of a cake.
Here's a thought. Have any of you seen that motion picture called Clue?
Afraid not.
It's 1997. I own the tape.
Afraid not.
Because there is that one scene where they stumble in, where there is a potentially dead individual, and they have staged themselves around the room to make it look like it's a party. And therefore throwing off their scent.
I mean,
If that situation presents itself again. Otherwise, I think we should leave.
well, and
They're
the
bringing a map.
person out there did mention a Hilda that escorts people out. Maybe if we can't make sense of the map, we try a Hilda.
A Hilda would work. A Hilda would be very good.
That's the wrong article for that.
Have you met a Hilda?
Oh no, excuse me. She's the Hilda.
Olivia wants to
She's just Hilda.
go to one of the two other doors and just kind of listen in on it to see if she can tell if there's anything on the other side.
God, Creole.
How are you going to? Never mind.
Southern French.
Just feel like,
I lived in New Orleans.
oh, there you go.
That's true. You did.
Not hearing anything.
All right. Well,
I mean,
might as well. And she is going to open the door.
You open the door and you find what is essentially like a very small closet that has been converted to like a mini bar.
Dibs.
Right. And she'll pour herself a drink.
is there any... Do
Howie.
they have a Sazerac?
No.
Is there any
She'll drink it.
sambuca? Is there any sambuca, Uzo?
Have a look yourself. And
There's a wide selection
Yeah.
of
Oh, okay.
wines,
Excellent.
liquors, mixers, all kinds of stuff in here. It really does look like somebody converted like the broom closet into the mini bar so that they didn't have to leave the library to get drunk.
yeah, I appreciate that.
Howie sits down on the doctor and just like leans back. He's like, "Hey, they're bringing us a map, cher. We just wait. Les éléments temps brûlés.
Why are you sitting there?
It's only chair, ne?
No, there's
There's
an overstuffed armchair right there.
There's a couch. There's a love seat. There is a stuffed bear. There's a bear rug. There's a dog.
That's not a.
Where's that coming from?
You're not sure. It's very loud and pervasive.
That poor corgi.
It's
Hopefully
the
that ain't
dire
Hilda.
corgi.
dire
So
corgi.
Olivia wants to go to the other door and listen in first to see if she can hear anything.
Hopefully that ain't Hilda.
Hilda's a dire corgi.
Yes.
In the box. You aren't sure. It seems like there might be some shuffling in there, but it's very nondescript, so it's hard to tell what it might be. But you're hearing anals.
Right. Might be something behind this door.
Why don't we just wait for the map? Because looking at the map, then we can say, oh, well, there's the door, but also lab or
I hope the map has a key.
Or acid pit or dungeon or whatever.
I mean, there's something in the
Such a
hedge maze
crazy-
out back, and the forest is terrifying. I don't believe in any of this superstitious nonsense, but he's clearly got a whole lot of nothing here. Great.
Well, I hate just waiting.
And I'm such a dog person. I have to go to the door.
Which door?
The door with the howling behind it.
You don't know
Oh,
where the
it was
howling
shuffling.
came
That was
from.
pervasive.
The shuffle.
Yeah, the howling
Uh,
seems to come from everywhere.
I'm okay with exploring too, but Olivia will try to grab the closest thing that can be a weapon.
Oh, and I grab a poker from the fireplace.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She'll grab one of the fireplace
Tools.
accoutrements.
Like a little shovel.
There's a
Little
poker,
shovel.
there's a little shovel, there's a set of tongs.
The broom.
Very good, very good.
I mean, if I was just like a Filipino grandmother, yes, the broom.
And then the next room
Just
you'll
take
find
your
the
shoe
shovel.
off.
If you took the poker, she'll take the shovel.
Okay, great. Cool. You have armed yourselves with fireplace accoutrement, and you're going to the door with the shuffling.
Yes.
Or, okay. Open the door.
Yes.
Open the door, And you see what looks like a kind of prep staging area. You're looking at it and you're going, oh, this is probably like behind the dining hall. There's a full roast pig with like the apple in its mouth, like all staged up and ready to get carried out. There's like a massive roast beef or something. There's a huge, like it just looks like more food for this dinner party that you're supposed to be at. And standing at the far end of the room, you see a woman, very severe bun, black dress, crisp white apron, who is aggressively folding napkins into these insanely complex like origami creatures. She's got like a swan and a rabbit and a giraffe in front of her, and she's working on something that it looks like it might be like a bear. That's what is making the shuffling noise.
Did she see us?
She does not look up or acknowledge you.
Something smells good.
The Hilda, I presume?
No, you want Hilda, you go downstairs.
Right. Don't think there's anything in here.
No. I pull out my pocket knife and I cut off a piece of the pig.
She turns and like stares at you. What are you doing?
Food inspector.
You are not food inspector. Food inspector has already been here. Why are you not with the doctor?
He's in the library.
Why is doctor in library? Party is in dining hall.
Well, he asked me to bring him a piece of pig.
Doctor has
us the
asked you to
library.
bring pig and did not call me to bring him pig.
Perhaps we might. We'll
Oh, I figured out the
leave you to
surprise. The
your-
pig is terrible.
Anybody looking at this woman sees that she's like still glaring daggers. It's just the one eye twitch. Just like the very
Louisa.
sunlight. As she stares.
No, the rest of us know not to look.
We'll let you to your work. And then she's gonna shut the door.
Here, just one more piece and then I'll be going. No, yeah, it's not good.
What an odd layout to this
Door
house.
closes and you hear the sound of the slam and the clang as something hits the door behind you, and then something rattles and rolls on the stone floor behind.
Wait, something rolls?
Well, that's not the first time a woman's thrown something at me.
Something slam, yeah, and then that like rattling sound of like a platter hitting the ground, kind of roiling there.
Okay. Okay. How strange for the library to be connected to the kitchen? Staging area?
The layout of this building is, eldritch almost.
Unique is a nice way to say it.
I'm not feeling very nice.
And we don't see any map yet delivered?
Nope.
Okay.
You did get the impression that whatever this timed surprise was, maybe was gonna have to take precedence to finding an updated map, and also needing to find Vincenzo to find the map.
I'm not waiting around for a map. I think we leave the doctor to take a nap in the library, and
It's
perhaps
chewy.
we can continue exploring. Okay.
I mean, I
How
can't
we-
stop eating it.
Can you eat and walk at the same time?
Sometimes.
Okay, let's
Definitely can.
He's
give it a try.
the sort of person who can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
It's like chewing gum.
Olivia's gonna march back out to the hallway,
Oh, we're going to die.
and she's just gonna open the door across, the one that was to the right.
Okay. You opening the next one?
Yeah.
Across. Great. That is gonna be. You open this door and it is just a pretty basic looking kind of corridor. There's a couple more portraits hanging on the walls. There's 4 torches. 3 of them are normal. One of them is blazing like a hot, like green-white color. And then you see like the coil of a staircase on the other side.
Huh. I like the idea of a staircase
Down or up?
up.
This one's going down.
Oh.
Well, at least the part that you can see is going down, but it does curve, so
Yeah,
you only see a little bit of it.
She wants to go see this to see if it goes up.
Look
She'll go
at
into the hallway.
all these guys have my collapsed ears.
You have an obsession with collapsed features.
Well, they run in my family.
You're looking at
Soft
down the
and more
staircase,
like.
or you're going down to another door in the first hallway.
No, she wants to look at the staircase. to see
Cool.
if
What
there's-
you mean about the
Great.
noses, though?
You go, you look, and you see the
So odd.
staircase kind of curves down and then weirdly kind of Y's off. One branch continues going down, and the other like spirals the opposite direction going up. So you have like this weird sort of like corkscrew thing.
Well,
Ooh.
I found a way up. And I'm interested in going up. And you, I know, want to find some more information about the doctor's experiments.
Well, if the lab is in the attic, then that's where I want to be.
Do you
And
wish to go up or down?
I don't want to
Shall
be
we
alone in this.
split the
No!
party?
Oh, that's never a good idea, as I've heard. As I learned in Brazil, it's never a good idea.
The only time you split a party.
Howie, I think I smell eggs upstairs.
Ooh. I gotta
please.
get something to get this pork out of here. It's
And perhaps we'll find more of your busts.
maybe a toothpick.
Oh, something, yes.
Okay.
I know it sounds like
Fantastic.
I'm obsessed with them, but I mean, it's a particular.
Understand. We're
I'm-
all looking for something here, so
I mean, I'm also obsessed with busts, but I think we mean it in a different sense, dear.
yes.
Huh, I'm not sure
Found
I know
that
what you
one
mean.
out and,
I'm sure you don't. Shall we?
Oh, that poor corgi.
Okay. Yes. Shall we rush upstairs?
Yes, let's.
Yes.
Everybody goes running upstairs. At the top of the stairs, you find a door. I know, shocking.
This place ought to be called Transylvania,
The
the
ma-
Doors.
The
Sail
Winchester
of a
Mystery
dual
Castle.
factor.
There we go.
Yes.
Victor von Winchester.
Nice.
That place is weird.
It's
cool, but it's
fabulous.
weird.
His mother's side.
Wow.
You pop open this the door into this room. There's 4 torches on the walls. 3 of them are normal. One of them's glowing like a gas flame blue.
I'm trying to guess what chemical is in each of these as I go.
You see nothing else in this room.
And that's where the stairs stopped.
No other doors or anything like that. It's just this room and those torches.
Yep. This room with 4 lit torches.
Right. Well, if I remembered anything from Egypt, and she's gonna go try to pull all the torches.
Cool.
They all break.
Yeah. If you set
Gas.
the place on fire.
I mean, you didn't remember his
I'm
name.
not gonna pull very hard.
Basically, 1 and 2 are normal. 3 is the blue one. 4 is
She'll go for the blue one,
great.
and she's gonna.
You pull the blue one, and the entire wall goes.
Ah,
Ah.
knew it.
Clever of you.
Well done.
Didn't see that coming.
I mean,
It
sort of
leads
did.
you into another room. This room, a little less eerie. There are, again, torches on the walls, but there is like a runner rug on the floor. There's some more portraits on the walls and some tapestries and things. And there is another door at the end of it.
I want to go towards the door, but I also want to pull the portraits to make sure they're not like hidden doors or anything.
Sure. As you walk by, yeah, you can kind of like pull them away from the walls and they kind of just, swing. And
No, you have to boop their noses as you walk past.
Oh no, they'll come off.
I will pull.
Okay.
You will boop the noses.
So
There we
Lydia's
go.
going like this and like seeing the frame.
Like we've done this before.
Booping the nose. It's a team effort. Are
Yeah.
you guys doing anything to the portraits and tapestries?
I have
as you
too
walk
much
by?
respect for.
am just in awe of going, they seem eerily familiar, and I do not understand why.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. I mean, you don't often see that weird lightning bolt hairline. It's super sharp.
As you guys make your way along with your pull and boop maneuver,
pull and boop.
It is legitimate
you
strategy
need to
now.
get more
Pull it.
liquid in that. I could have gotten her there.
You could. You almost.
One of them toward the end, you kind of tug on, and it doesn't pull away from the wall. And as you look up at it, you see there are very obvious cutouts where the eyes should be, like insanely obvious.
But no eyes right now.
No, just black voids.
Well, looks like the doctor had a naughty side.
Oh, probably several of them.
Interesting.
He was really round. He didn't have any sides.
May I borrow your knife?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There's a little gristle on there.
In the eye hole. I'm curious.
Yes.
Because if there's space behind there, that means another passageway.
You do, in fact, peel away the canvas and you see sort of an opening behind. It definitely looks like it would be like someone would have to sort of like crouch to like put their eyes up and look through the eye holes. But it is big enough that you could probably like kind of crawl up into it and back into it, and it just goes into the void of nothing behind.
Nope.
Fascinating.
Nope.
But if if we grab some
dark.
torches,
Nope.
it seems like a more efficient way to get around the castle.
I mean, you're the one who goes crawling into small dark places. I try to avoid those.
Sometimes.
Small
Fair point, but not that kind of small dark space.
I remember Italy.
Well, we don't talk about Italy.
It's full of Italians.
I don't even have to write lore for this game. It's my favorite part.
Well, there's torches here. We can grab some.
Do you want to try crawling with a torch in front of you? I've done it.
Wait,
It's
is
not
it
pleasant.
crawling? It's not like
It's from what you can see, the portion you can see, like the opening is not like you would probably have to crawl or sort of crouch into it. It might open up further back, but the portion that's behind the portrait is just like crouch height.
Well, perhaps not then. Let's just keep going, because that's a bit much to have to deal with.
yes, I'm wearing this, so
Yes.
And it is a delightful dress on
Thank
such a young, petite woman. Yes.
And you are not dressed in your usual adventuring gear.
no.
So, onwards to another door,
Well, we have this door at the end of the hallway.
right in front of us.
So obvious.
Yeah.
Sometimes the obvious way is the correct way. I'm sorry.
You open the door, one set of stairs goes up, one set of stairs goes down.
Well, we're going up, right?
Onward and upward.
Upward.
You start to make your way up the stairs. Let's see. Interesting.
I don't like that word when a GM uses it. It's a bad word.
You're gonna like it even less in a moment.
Oh, goody!
Yeah, you guys are making your way up the stairs. It's sort of, 'cause it's not like the full corkscrew this time. It just kind of like curve up and around. You come up, and this does not have an actual closed door. It has an opening. So you walk up into this sort of domed area. Looks like you must be up on the roof because it is open air. There are, cutouts, and you can see the night sky. There's a flash of the lightning, of course, because there always is. And as this lightning flashes, you can see all of these shapes spaced out around this sort of little gazebo-y dome that you are in. They're backlit by the lightning. Some are tall, some are short. There's lots that seem to be up kind of in the rafters and things like that. And as the lightning flashes and you all come up to the doorway, you just hear a little like and all of these shapes suddenly start to kind of bristle and ruffle and get larger. And that is where we are going to take our break.
I'm just admiring an open floor plan here.
Thank you so much for sticking around for this very wacky, self-perpetuating dungeon crawl while these folks try to figure out if they are ever going to escape this castle without murder charges or anything else
being murdered.
terrible happening to them. What's really going on here? Why does the lightning flash? Is the corgi hungry? What's going on?
The corgi
Stick
is
around,
starving.
and we'll be back just as soon as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people can use one bathroom. We'll be back very soon. Thank you so much.
As a DM, you spend hours preparing your adventures while your players bring them to life. It's time to reward your great players with great inspiration. The Deck of Inspiration takes the 5e Inspiration rules mechanic and adds dramatic, game-changing boons to your campaign. Turn a regular hit into a critical. Bull rush through your enemies without provoking attacks. Use your reaction to smack a wizard's hands and interrupt their spell. These and many more are part of the Deck of Inspiration. Each deck contains 55 cards designed for 4 different level ranges: 1 through 4, 5 through 9, 10 through 15, and the epic level deck 16 to 20. Back this Kickstarter today to bring some inspiration to your game.
Hey everyone, I wanted to take a moment and thank you for watching and supporting us. It's challenging to produce this content week after week, and your support really does make a difference. In fact, all of your support we call Tavern Upkeep. We have a monthly goal that we need to reach in order to maintain and to grow. We have currently set this at $1,500 per month. These funds go to purchasing and shipping giveaways, game and game accessories for us to use on the stream, and a portion of the rent here at the studio. We are asking you to help us reach that Tavern Upkeep goal every single month. There are many ways to contribute. The Patreon is the best bang for your buck. As a Patreon member, you are part of the Guild of the 5 E's with access to work-in-progress RPG supplements, the Patreon-only Discord channels, and a space to play in our Guild of the 5 E's D&D campaign. The higher-level patrons can even affect the outcomes of our streamed games by awarding players with cards from the Deck of Inspiration. Another way to support us is by donating bits during a live stream. For each 500 bits donated, an inspiration coin is granted to the players or the GM. There are various effects based on the game system, but in Call of Cthulhu, 1 inspiration coin is 1 reroll. On Dungeons & Dragons, a single coin can be used to add a d6 to any d20 roll, and 2 coins may be added to redeem for a random draw in the Deck of Inspiration. Subscribing on Twitch, whether it's a tiered subscription, a Prime, or a gift sub, helps us fill in the Tavern Upkeep. You get access to Twitch emotes, subscriber-only Discord channel, and a second entry into every on-stream giveaway. The last way to help us with our Tavern Upkeep goal might be the easiest. When you enjoy our content on YouTube, turn off the ad blocker. We put ads in every 30 minutes, so it's not too annoying, but that ad revenue really does add up. With all of that said, the most important thing we can ask of you is to join us live, on replays on YouTube, on podcast, on social media, and the Discord. We are grateful for every member of this community, and we would like to see it continue to grow. Tell your friends and share a link. Thank you.
And welcome back, everyone. When we last left our unfortunate dinner guests, they were trying to find their way out of the possibly haunted castle. while their host...
We're not really trying to find our way out of it.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not.
I got us a map.
They're trying to not get accused of murder after their host dropped dead, and they staged his body comfortably reading in a library, and they're now trying to make their way to the roof of the castle in hopes of perhaps finding the Mad Doctor's secret laboratory. They have not so far found it. What they have found, however, is this strange open-air gazebo-like structure on the roof that is full of these many small, dark, sort of like bristling creatures that they saw briefly in a flash of lightning as they all peered into this. And now they're starting to hear very strange sort of sound.
Nervously...
Did somebody get the gremlins wet?
I nervously whisper, Hilda? Hilda?
I'm backing further down the stairs. I do not want to be party to what she's about to do.
You're backing away.
Yes.
You're...
I was just like going, do I hear like a kind corgi bristling? So
what you...
You're obsessed with the corgi.
What you kind of hear is lots of just kind of like weird throaty noises. And another flash of lightning cracks through the sky and illuminates, and you see just dozens of little beady black eyes.
backing
your
away,
direction.
backing away, backing away. So far backing away.
Wait. Barbie, Ken, Skipper. Who are the others?
Olivia did keep the shovel with her.
Okay.
In the flash of light, did Olivia catch any glimpse of like a desk or papers or anything?
No, did not. Give me odds or evens. Evens. You just it's kind of backlighting in the space, so everything's still just very dark. You didn't really see much of anything other than all the light reflecting off of what is clearly eyes. Lots up above you, some more on your level, a few down low.
Right. So Olivia will also slowly back away, shovel at the ready.
My lift gonna be here in an hour and a half.
I think perhaps we should exit. Though, Howie, if you did stow away any of those eggs, perhaps our guests here might appreciate those. Right. Okay, faster down the stairs.
I pause because this reminds me of something I've read about in one of my many manuals
Of course.
on unusual cryptids.
Okay.
Okay.
So
It's a book about dolls.
There's a clown doll in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Whoa.
and I pull out this. It's shape of a bird. It was supposed to make a lovely little bird call, but if you blow it just right, it's this very high pitched, almost shrill dog whistle, and it should be able to get their attention and make them rather attentive to you in a good way.
In a good way, she says very quickly.
Okay.
Opt for just exiting.
Stage left, hopefully not pursued by bear.
Whatever furry creature.
Give me a bluff roll.
Okay, I can do this. And
Oh, she's using.
Yes,
There we go.
yes.
Yeah, use it.
All right.
Advantage bits. All right. Roll 3. Take the top 2.
Nice.
Holy crap.
so that will make it 11.
Okay. You pull out this mysterious whistle, and you create a very high pitch, and you see
That's how you hear it.
this. Like, basically, what you
The voice in your head does.
again, it's hard to really see anything because all you're kind of getting is like this faint backlighting from the stars and the moon, and then occasionally these flashes of lightning. But what you hear is just all of this sound, this like sound as there's movement. There's clearly just like tons of movement that's happening in here.
Okay, right.
And
Taps.
And
Just
Howie, for some
realized
reason,
what
is
it was.
Very intently focusing on
Perhaps
you.
we exit now. Yeah.
I'm down at the
There's
bottom.
no
of the
door here, so are you going all the way down
rushing
into the
down-
hallway?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm trying
yes.
to rush down the stairs.
Yeah, I'm already at the bottom of the
Stairs,
stairs
down the
waiting.
stairs. Howie, I'm gonna say that since you're so attentive to
following
Georgie, you
her.
have followed her.
Okay.
Great. You guys get down. You are able to slam the door.
Right. Okay.
It was a thought. It was a thought. Not a well thought out one thought, but it was a thought.
His lab isn't up top, so you think?
Do you have fleas? Why are you doing that?
When we were up there, in the flashes of lightning, recognizing this would probably be near impossible to spot, did I see anything like a lightning rod that might indicate power being taken from the lightning down into a lower
Not really
space?
from where you were.
Okay.
Because you would have probably had to go through that space and out, like onto the roof proper.
Sure,
or
sure.
anything like that.
Okay.
So.
Right. Well, should we try for the basement then?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you're currently in a room that has a rug, some portraits, some torches, and of course, you can either go back the way you came, or you can go through the portrait.
Are we in the library again?
No,
No,
you've
we're
not
in that
gone that far
hallway.
back.
Oh, the long hallway. We could go through the secret passage.
I mean, it's sometimes
Okay.
The behind the
Who
painting
has-
secret passage.
Do you have a torch on you?
no. But
mean,
we
they're in
can
the
go
wall.
back to the room.
There's torches on like every
Yeah.
wall.
Well, I'm
Okay.
just thinking. I was like, grab a torch and just kind of lean it in to see how far back it goes before see if it widens up at all.
As you lean in, you see that there's like a little bit of almost like a landing, and then there is a set of steps that starts going down, and it does seem like the ceiling stays level, so you would be able to get on the steps, and as you proceeded downward, it would get to standing height.
All right. Oh.
Does the torch move like there's some kind of a draft in the in the secret passage? In the
Yes.
secret tunnel.
Yes, it does.
Sweet.
Well, might be a shortcut. And might avoid
Steps go down.
Vincenzo and company. Let's go down.
Down is good.
So I'll grab a torch as well on the
All
wall.
right.
Yeah, I'll grab one too, because
Fire's fire, man.
fire is fire, and lots of spooky things don't like fire. Lots of non-spooky things don't like fire too, but
Yes. This room had 6 torches. 4 of them are normal, 1 is purple, and 1 is bright yellow.
dibs on purple.
In case anybody cares.
I'll take neutral.
Cool.
Howie's peeing in a potted plant.
Are you all right?
Just marking it.
Why?
What
did you do to him on the roof? He was fine, and now he's acting like a dog.
Olivia.
I have not noticed a difference.
Olivia will just take the nearest torch. She's not really paying attention to Connor
Great.
too much.
And you all head through the secret passage. You find a set of stairs. You go down these stairs for what seems like a very, very long time.
Oh, I wonder how many steps I've got to name.
As you make your way down, you do hear some of the sounds that you heard when you were making your way up to the dinner party in the first place. There's some rattling chains at one point. There's some, like Wailing Souls of the Damned or something that passes pretty briefly. You think it's a combination of like probably you're moving and they're moving. So
That was
it
John
just,
Bon Jovi again.
passes. Some of that stuff. There's one section where there's some loud like thumping on the other side of the wall.
Roommate.
Just keep making your
Dubstep.
way down.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
And as you
Boots
make
and
your way to the bottom of the steps, it lets off into a fairly comfortable looking sort of study or something. Big fireplace up on one wall, lit. A couple of bookshelves, not quite as much as the more library appointed room that you were already in, but some smaller ones. Definitely a lot more like tchotchkes and artifacts interspersed with little clusters of books. There's like a giant arrowhead thing on a little stand. There's like a plaque with like a dart kind of on it. There's some framed insects pinned, and preserved and things like that. There is a full, like, taxidermied polar bear, except that the head has been replaced with an elk, and it's got, like, a snake attached as a tail, like, sort of this weird sort of,
Wow.
like, faux chimera-looking thing going on, but not exactly right.
If that thing moves out of its spot, I'm burning the whole room down.
That's kind of shoved in a corner. There's a huge, like, roll-top desk, like insanely large roll-top desk with just a million of those little banker's drawers and things, dozens and dozens of them, and big file drawers on the sides. And there is a man standing at the desk. Very tall, thin, kind of almost gaunt man in, in a suit that looks like it's too big for him, because you're kind of pretty sure that no matter what clothing he put on, it would be too big on him because he's so skinny. And he is just, like, madly going through these drawers one at a time, like these, like, hundreds of tiny drawers, like, pulling it open, kind of rifling. No, no, that's not it either.
G'day, mate.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. What are you, how did you came from the portrait?
Are you Vincenzo?
I am Vincenzo.
You found my map?
I was just looking for your map. I thought the doctor was looking.
Well, the
for
doctor
a
was going to give it to me.
Oh, you needed the restroom. So if you go down that hole, 3 doors to the
I
left.
peed in a plant earlier.
Which plant exactly?
It was not the one that bit me.
Oh, well, that's a good sign, because Bertha gets very upset when people pee in her pot. That's
You
a
get
mistake
used
you
to
would
it.
make once. You've met Bertha?
No, getting peed on.
But the doctor did send us here.
For the map.
Is the doctor not with you?
He's sleeping
He
it off.
was, yes,
He'll
with
be what
quite
off?
a bit of wine.
And eggs.
It was quite entertaining. So
Forgive me, I know this really isn't a servant's place to say. This is kind of an indelicate question, but did the doctor perhaps dip into his personal stores? Because the wine course certainly had not been served, given that...
We were in the study up there.
Of course you were. All right, well...
We saw a whole closet of.
Yes, I do keep trying to keep that sort of rotated into a different location, and then he keeps finding it and putting it back, and this doesn't really matter. Forgive me, I'm speaking very out of turn about my great lord and master, who has only done but kind and wonderful things for me for my entire life. So I was.
Is there a hyphen there?
What?
Is there a hyphen there?
I'm sorry, I don't think I know what you're talking about. How can I be of assistance to the good doctor's
kind?
guests?
Yes, well, Dr. Frankenstein
Yes.
invited me to provide more information about this, and she'll present the half amulet.
You see his eyes get really big. They go fully black for like 2 seconds, and he sort of like shakes it. It's like, oh, fascinating. And just sort of continues looking at you.
Ow! God, why did I pull mine out?
Yes.
You know, if you would just kill somebody, we could stop playing this game.
How we
I killed those hobos!
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Howie. Maybe we don't talk about murder.
Howie has the other half of this.
I do see that. Yes, indeed
He
does.
familiar, perhaps, with
Me?
this.
No. What? No. I mean, I've seen similar. It looks like it's a Tiffany company, perhaps, or
I'm not sure, but
I didn't get the bag.
if you have information about it,
The doctor did send us up here. I thought it was perhaps a notebook or notes, but perhaps he's having us come up here for you.
Well, I could possibly. I mean, I don't want to step outside of bounds with what the doctor would allow, but I do.
He did send us up here.
Down, I think.
The doctor sent you here.
For you.
Well, how
Yeah.
else do you
Most
think we would
implicitly.
be here? He even showed us a shortcut.
Yeah, he said,
Is that not
go
proof?
find Vincenzo!
Is that not proof that
We
he
need a
sent us?
group bluff roll, so everybody needs to roll
I'm
bluff.
gonna do inspiration on this one.
Yeah, I'll second
Oh,
that.
man!
Yeah, it's like everybody has to roll bluff, and we need to get a majority, and you need to get past Vincenzo.
No.
So,
I can only roll one skill.
I got a 10.
I got a 12.
okay, you got 12.
4.
4.
10.
3.
But
Wow.
you were the only ones doing the speaking.
Well,
But you're all there.
Yeah, I know.
So it's
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to
look
hide
shifty.
in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how.
I'm bad at lying. I know I'm bad at lying. Chemicals don't need me to lie. They just are.
Chemicals don't need me to lie. Okay.
True scientist right here.
Vincenzo looks at each one of you very briefly, and it's definitely that thing where he's got that like kind of servant's like subservience where he's trying to be kind of subtle about it, but he definitely like makes like solid creepy eye contact with each of you for like a brief moment as he's sort of like scanning you over, and it's just like, all right, well, I don't have the information immediately at hand, but I know where I could look if I could just take a quick look at those amulets very briefly, and then I will go try to pull the appropriate book. And
I wouldn't touch this phone.
I absolutely don't want to touch it. I just need to take a slightly closer look and determine if it is, in fact, what I think it is.
Okay, but
That's what
hopefully you don't take as long retrieving the book as you did to retrieve
Well, I
the
know where
map.
to look for the book. The map. Here's the thing about the map. You see, the Doctor has been doing renovations to this castle constantly for the last 55 years, and so the maps are obsolete as soon as they're made. So finding something that is roughly up to date is
Here's
more complicated than.
my half of
Yeah.
the amulet.
Do me a favor, Vincenzo, and hold on to this for me, would you?
Oh dear.
I thought you just said not to touch it.
Well, I want to try something. See what happens if you touch it.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You really sure?
I'm quite.
I take a step on
Really sure? Because I'm stepping well
I'm
out of the
taking
way of
that
this
way.
one.
Vincenzo kind of looks like, all right. And he sort of like reaches his hand up and sort of like cups the amulet, and then he kind
I
of.
stab him in the eye.
You woke up and chose violence. Got it.
Wow. Wow.
That is my.
You are. I'm gonna need you to give me a hit roll to see how well that goes.
It told me I needed to kill somebody.
How close are you to?
Oh, jeez.
I'm very close.
Okay.
I'm very close.
That's a 10.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Howie!
Are those dice loaded?
I'm
I'm
Yeah,
hoping-
you need to roll those dice more.
I need to roll these in swords and. I need to roll
Seriously.
d6s more often, not 20s.
Noted.
And I'm hoping that the bloodbath here, the blood will be soaked into the amulet, and I will be freed from this curse.
High or low?
Hi.
High. Okay. Vincenzo, with his hand around your amulet, gets stabbed in the eye, and immediately just like and he like reaches out, sort of like half blindly, and grabs at your amulet.
Oh no.
Do you let go, or do you try to hold on to it?
I try to hold on to it.
You are able to retain control and kind of like yank it away from him, and he sort of like just kind of drops fast as he has like blood now gushing from his eye.
I'm trying to get my head out of my amulet now.
The necklace on your amulet fully snaps. And it is now in Vincenzo's hands.
It's the whole reason I came here.
As the blood pours out of his eye and down his face and starts running perfectly down his arm into the amulet. And then you see it turn green, and then blue, and then purple, and then green, and then as it just continues to ooze, and he just sort of like, that's terribly rude and very unpleasant. I don't think that's supposed to.
Oh wait, I need that back.
Wait,
Look, sir, really?
you seem rather calm.
Well,
I'm
I
sorry.
got the necklace off
Just
for once.
gushing out of his.
You
face.
seem remarkably calm, given that you just had your eyeballs.
It wasn't
stabbed.
my eyeball.
And whose was it?
I totally
What, you
lost,
rent with an option to buy?
fully lost track at this point. I've had that one for a couple of decades at this point. Why?
Ah,
Are your eyeballs both of your originals?
as far as I know.
Oh, that's very well done. Good for you
autism.
then.
Right. How do you feel?
Well, I mean, it's very itchy, quite unpleasant.
Don't
I'm
put
having
that
a
on, by the way.
replacement now.
Don't put that on.
You look at the amulet; it is fused to his hand. He's not even actually holding it; it is just embedded in his palm.
Heck.
This turned out really well.
You seem to have gained an accessory, Vincenzo. So, it seems like you have some motivation to find out what this amulet is all about.
Oh no, I'm actually quite sure what it is now.
What
Would
is
you
it?
care to share?
Oh, this was made by my great demonic lord and master some several thousand centuries ago. He's been looking for it for ages. Why? Did you not... It's right on the inscription. Property of Beazaloth the Unholy? When you put them together, it's much easier to read because then you have a whole inscription.
Does anyone have a cigarette?
Unfortunately.
Vincenzo reaches into the non-bloody side of his jacket and pulls out a cigarette case, flips it open, offers it to you.
Thank
Cigarette
you.
case.
At this point, thank you.
Yeah, he flips it open. He flicks up the side and there's a lighter that's attached to it. He just flicks it and lights it.
What year do you think it is?
1937. What year do you think it is?
1997.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This must be dreadful for you.
Well, no, I'm not wearing the necklace anymore. It's pretty fantastic.
Well, I mean, it's going to be less fantastic in a moment. Someone's
that?
knocking? Come in!
Yes, sorry, I'm late, everybody.
Oh, you were all waiting for your last guest,
Yes.
weren't you?
We need 6 more accents, chat.
Yes.
Chop chop, now. 6 more.
John, I presume.
Uh-oh.
Hello, everybody. Yes.
Were you off playing a gangster again?
Oh no, not this
Swiss.
time.
We get Swiss.
No, I was in the land of gangsters.
Swiss?
Swiss.
Swiss is not an accent.
You do not
Two-
have
two
to
D20s,
accept.
And then D6s for everything else.
Yes, Switzerland has 4 official languages, so you're going to have to be
Gives you a
more
lot of-
specific
it's
as to
4
what
digits.
region.
So,
Somebody's been reading Wikipedia.
so to recap, also for the sake of catching up our latest editions, so into the room, well, I have to say very confused, you were invited to have dinner with your old friend Victor von Frankenstein. You've never been invited to his castle before, of course, very few people are, so this is a great treat. Unfortunately, your car broke down on the road.
Yes,
Very
quite
troubling.
unfortunate.
Which made you late. You have been wandering through the halls of this castle for, it feels like hours, ever since the very perky young woman who was supposed to show you heard some screaming in the room, told you to wait here, ran off, never came back. You've been sort of meandering, hearing all of these strange noises, weird howling constantly.
He found the doctor sleeping.
No, he's been on the ground floors. But strange howling noises, weird rattling, strange gusts of wind blowing past you, weird chills down your spine.
Crafty.
And what you have finally walked into is a very cozy and well-appointed study. There is a giant, full-size portrait on the wall that is currently swung open, revealing a staircase. And you see 4 very well-dressed party guests. 3 of whom are staring in horror at a man dressed like a valet in a suit, who currently has this green, blue, purple, gushing blood, ichor, something, oozing out of where his eye once was, running in a perfect thread down his hand to his palm, where he now has this giant half circle of metal embedded in it, as he has just turned and is like, yes, our last guest, welcome. Terribly sorry about that. Where's Hilda? Wasn't she supposed to take you upstairs?
Oh, Hilda, yes. She's screaming, she ran. I don't quite know what happened. I'm a little bit late. My car broke down, which is quite unfortunate.
It's quite all right. Well, I should probably go. Did you still want me to get that book?
The map.
Well,
Yes.
I would might as well get the book. I would like to know more about what the amulet does, besides causing murders.
I mean, I can certainly inform you about some of that, but I'm sure that I'll be right back. Oh, everybody, just wait right here. Don't touch the 3rd shelf. It's very, very cursed right now. We're working on it. And he sort of goes puttering off.
And if you have the urge to murder, maybe someone else.
And he goes puttering off through one of the other.
New guy, what year do you think it is?
Oh, what year? Hello, I'm Maxwell Gabbleforth the 24th Esquire.
Wait, of the Northampton Gabbleforths?
Yes, I come from a very long line of Gabbleforths.
I'd recognize that collapsed chin anywhere.
Yes. The cleft. One time it was caused by an axe, now it seems to be genetic.
And with that, Maxwell, would you like to quickly roll up some
Oh, yes.
some info for us? So you'll roll a d6 for your character archetype.
Yes. Quite.
The oculist!
What did you get?
Oh, I got the apparent oculist.
Yes, you are either an eye doctor or an expert in the arcane, or depending on how well you can read.
Well, it depends on how
Either
well
one
I
could
see.
be useful currently.
Yes. Now that we've had someone stabbed in the eye, maybe we do need an eye doctor more than we need someone who understands occult shit.
Hey, got the necklace off of me. That's all I care.
Great. And if you want to go ahead and roll a d20 twice, that'll give you some random items that may or may not be useful in case you want to stab somebody's other eye out.
Hey, I got one of mine checked off my list now.
Unfortunately, with my car broken down, I could only carry so much, but I did at least bring a little bit of rouge in my pack, so...
That would have been so much more helpful when you guys needed to hide a dead body, but go ahead.
And every now and then you just have to have garrote.
You have a garrote as well.
Wow, they're Garrote brothers.
Well, it's good that you guys didn't have the amulets and the garrotes. Because
Oh, it's pronounced garrote. Well,
Yes, it's garrote.
I like garrote. It makes it feel
How continental.
okay.
And you can then fill out your stats as you see fit. You may or may not ever have to use them the way this game is going, but it's very
We have
cool.
rolled very
We
infrequently.
rolled some.
Yeah, we're very big on bluffing.
Yeah, I just love
Well, I mean, I've seemed to be getting the information I came here for, but should we look for your bust?
Yes, and with the cigarette still stuck in her mouth because she's just at that point. Looking around.
Yes.
Yes, pleasure. Short version. Now that the valet is gone.
Was he murdering people?
No.
No.
No, not yet.
Not obviously.
I mean, he was slightly being murdered.
Oh.
But apparently is more resilient than I would have
He
expected.
lifted a terrible curse.
Oh. Well, that's good to know. I've always wanted to go to one of Frankie's parties, if you know what I mean, but
well.
never been invited.
You knew my uncle.
Your uncle?
Yeah, Uncle Frankenstein.
I didn't realize
That's
you were...
why I sound so much like him.
I didn't realize you were related. You weren't very sad over his,
He did.
over
He
his
did. He did.
nap.
He did mention earlier.
Oh, is he still napping? Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
I mean, I'm really happy he's napping. I wish that bastard had started napping years ago.
I mean, the last time I was at the occultist
again.
convention, he just fell asleep right there. Understandable.
So,
Frankie.
Maxwell, what brings you to the party?
To the party? It's the first time I've been invited, so I must say I'm very, very excited to be
And
here.
do you have any idea why you were suddenly invited?
Because good old Frankie finally came to his senses and realized that the Gabbleforth family was needed here at the party.
What were you needed for?
What?
For our presence. Duh, we are a long line of esquires.
He's a long line of scientists. I can't imagine he cares.
You wouldn't happen to have a third part of this amulet?
Unfortunately, I only have a garrote and some roots.
What's a garrote?
A garrote? Well, it's like a cousin of peyote. I smoke it every now and then.
I'm much more interested now.
Oh, I thought it was a coyote.
Well,
I've smoked one of those too. Oh, there it is!
okay.
I've got to find that puppy.
Well, it seems our dear host is indisposed, perhaps for the rest of the evening or his life.
He had a little bit too much to drink in the
Yes.
library. There was a walk-in bar, and he had just a little bit too much to drink. And we left
and
him to
several
nap it
eggs.
off.
Nap it. He was definitely sleeping.
We left him to nap it off. in
Sleeping.
the
He
study.
was absolutely dead drunk.
Oh, Frankie. Just such a character.
So now we're exploring a little bit because, of course, dear Frankie has so many secrets, doesn't he?
Oh my god, yes. That is what I love at parties. Snooping around and getting gossip.
I mean, you have to open the medicine cabinets, right?
Oh dear, yes. I'm wondering, how did he get his hair to stand like that?
Exactly. So we're right at the moment we're looking for the lab.
It's that lightning bolt hairline. My whole family has it.
He has a
I see it. And all that hair there.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
A cold gust of air just sort of like wafts through the room as
Through
you all
the
stand awkwardly, looking uncomfortably at each other and chuckling.
Right. Well, perhaps we try to find some more stairs leading down.
aren't they bringing the book here?
Vincenzo wasn't exactly speedy getting the map, so
Well, we keep asking them for something and then leaving the place where we asked it for them.
Well,
I frankly would not be surprised if the staff here is very upset
and
with us.
Olivia marches to the roll top desk, grabs her fountain pen out, finds some notebook, and says,
Oh yeah, plenty of paper. It's a desk.
What? That's from the
"Wait
Motel 6.
downstairs. BRB."
And we got to make sure they know it's us. And I'll put a little bit of rouge on my lips and just...
Right.
And then I'm.
Wow, you can really see the chin.
Oh wait, and she'll write, P.S. Just leave the book here. And then that should do it.
Why is there a pad from the New Bedford Motel 6 here?
He traveled to all sorts of odd locales in order to gather materials.
You look around at the desk and you realize that, like, there's a lot of notepads on this desk, and every single one of them is from a different hotel or motel, from possibly an entire range of decades.
Do we remember, like, hearing stories of murdered people?
I mean, if it's a Motel 6, probably.
They do all seem very lowbrow for as wealthy as this doctor is to afford an entire haunted castle up alone on top of the hill with a
Fine.
massive haunted park and woods behind it.
Either murder or prostitutes, and I don't really want to know either.
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, or both.
Por qué no las dos, I guess.
Yes.
This guy knew Tom Baudet way too well.
Okay.
He left a light on for him.
Should we continue downstairs? We're still trying to find his lab.
Ooh, stairs. I really don't do stairs.
That's all right.
We have not come across a lift yet, so
Oh,
Lift? What year do you think it is?
That's not an age thing. That is a continental thing.
I'm Australian and I don't say lift.
Why not? They usually do in Australia.
I teach English in New Jersey.
That explains.
Well,
Did you say lift when you were a child in Australia?
stairs, lift, or slide. I will take anything to go down.
Ooh, is there any slides? I haven't
I mean,
found
with
any so
the
far.
doctor, you'd never know.
Maybe if we pull a torch, the stairs will turn into a slide.
Well, he said the
yes.
third shelf was cursed. Maybe it's cursed with slides.
Cursed with fun.
Yes! We just rid ourselves of the cursed
I'm not
object,
touching any other
so,
cursed
yeah.
objects.
I don't know.
Look, I can stab somebody else in an eye. I got rid of it. Look, you want the knife? Just stab somebody in the eye.
Oh, that's an Oculus. I really cannot recommend that.
Oh, I didn't know you were professional. I apologize.
Olivia's gonna try to pull on the torches again around the room.
Sure. Yeah. You start pulling on torches around
She'll
the room.
start with whatever weird color one there is.
The one in this room seems to be changing color in the same way that the ichor coming from Vincenzo's eye. was
So
changing
she'll
color.
start with that one to see if it.
Yeah. Sort of flickering. When
It
you pull on
summons
it,
Vincenzo.
it just sort of like flares up a little bit more. It's on green when you pull it, and it kind of like flares the green a little bit, and you almost for like a split second think you see like an eye kind of looking at you, and then it just continues flickering in the same colors.
Okay. Right.
Try pulling it was on different colors.
Baby monitor.
Baby monitor.
So mad.
So yeah, she'll just keep continuing on to the torches, trying to see if any of them open a secret
This is
passageway.
kind of what we've been doing all night. It's just pulling on torches, then a door opens and we go there. It's
Oh, well, that's excellent. I've been walking, which an old pastime, as they say.
You pull on all the torches throughout the room. Nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary. They seem to just, aside from, the weird colored one, everything just seems to be a standard torch and a sconce.
all right, Gabbleforth. You want a piggyback ride?
Oh, please.
All right, which one of you is going to give him a piggyback ride?
Not hard.
You volunteered.
Yes.
I can't. I've got a big back.
Tough.
Maxwell, when you were being brought up here, did you pass by any staircases that went down?
Did I?
Roll me. Roll me a no.
Yeah.
To see if you can even remember anything about how you got here.
You know, I was just kind of walking around, and then the funny lady pointed me in a direction, and I was like, I'll walk that way. And then eventually my legs got tired, but there was nowhere to sit, so I kind of leaned very nonchalantly against the wall, waiting for interesting people, but...
That was all one sentence.
Yes.
Okay,
Grammatically, very awful.
And it ended on an ellipses.
should we go down out the door that Vincenzo just went out, perhaps?
Yes, how many doors are there out of this room?
There are 4 doors.
Stars and stones.
Plus the painting that
Oh,
you
it's a
painted.
sedan.
There are 2 that seem to lead into main hallways, one of which is the one that Maxwell came through. There is the painting that doesn't even count as one of these doors, and then there's 2 that flank the fireplace. One of those is what Vincenzo went through.
Oh, it's full of Vincenzo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
that's fun.
Stop by the fireplace and grab a poker.
Sure!
Okay, so 3 of us are armed that way.
Well, here's a pocket knife.
I'm not cursed anymore. I think this is great. I'm fine with this.
Yeah, I mean, I just...
You should really stab somebody, is all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm going to resist that for now, but...
You can certainly try.
Tempt some more.
I mean, if you stab him, you can get rid of the amulet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll open the door that Vincenzo went.
Great.
It's just a closet with Vincenzo in it.
It's where he goes to hide from really awful people.
That would have been very funny if I had rolled that. You...
What'd you get?
Oh, I'm delighted. You open the door, and it leads into another very sort of warm, sort of like sitting room. Kind of similar to this, but this is definitely less for study and more for like conversation. There's a little bar cart in the corner, beautiful rugs laid out on the floor, big, comfortable looking sofas and chairs, 2 roaring fireplaces in this room, and curled up by one of the fireplaces is this just massive 3-headed dog that kind of looks like it might be covered in mold.
Oh.
And as you walk in, one of the heads kind of like perks up and like looks toward you guys. And one of the heads sort of like snuffles in its sleep. And the one that looks towards you just kind of...
Retreat.
That's Cabbageous. Cabbageous, the mystical 3-headed dog that protects
Okay.
bad...
Let's get out of this room.
Back up.
Shut the door.
Just quick, before, as this door shuts, can I see what's going on the eyes? The mold really can't be good for the ocular nerve.
The one that you're looking at, like one eye seems fully like filmed over, like with cataracts, but the other one looks like it might be on fire.
Oh! Interesting. I've never seen an eye on fire, literally. I've seen people with pink eye that makes it like really itchy and on fire, but I don't think I've ever seen one on fire.
Should we try the other door?
Yeah.
Like in the fireplace.
At this point, yes.
Yes. We're gonna just open the other door. And it better not be the other door to the same room we just opened.
Yes.
You open this door, and it leads into a fairly just standard looking kind of corridor. There's some portraits, there's some torches. This is, again, warmer and more comfortable. you can see based on the architecture, like, there is a door in this hallway that clearly connects to a door into the room that you just looked in, but it looks like this runs alongside it.
Yeah.
And then there's another door at the far end, and then another door on the opposite side from where...
Georgie, what'd you say your last name was?
Calloway.
Oh, hey, look at this. This is a Callaway. Check the nose,
Fine, okay, fine. You have this. I admit it. They're a distant cousin. Are you happy? I don't really want to associate with these people.
I mean, I just got rid of a cursed amulet. I'm feeling pretty good.
I am only here to find one thing, and it was basically the treasure that was promised me on my 18th birthday that this individual stole from me and put into some damn bust that I am looking for.
Is this a sex thing?
Well, if you ask nicely, Olivia might give you the emerald necklace. I'm sure that's enough to cover whatever got stolen from you.
It said a treasure. It said a treasure. And I'm sure an emerald necklace is most valuable.
You know
But
what,
I'm wondering about a treasure.
Let's find her bust.
I mean, if she's a relative, Olivia, she does have a higher claim to it. You know that. You know, those are the rules.
Not, of course. The doctor's will is going to be read anytime soon.
I abide by the adventurer's rules, which is find as keepers. But
I like this. You know, my great grandmother Maxine Gabbleforth the First, Esquire, was quite the adventurer and very much had that similar mentality.
okay.
So if I kill him and feed him to the dire corgi, do you think we'll get out alive?
Yes.
Excellent.
Well,
Come on, let's
Quite
find...
honestly, I don't give a damn. Keep the emerald necklace. I want my specific treasure.
well, let's find
Well, then
the
what
box.
is your specific treasure?
I don't know.
Well,
That's
then
the
how
point.
do you know that that's not your
Olivia's
specific
marching
treasure?
down the hallway
As
to
you
the
guys
door.
are standing in the hallway, you also hear a little bit like sound like you heard up on the roof, like passing by.
Yeah.
Oh, is someone
On the other
doing...
side of the wall.
Olivia's marching to the end of the hallway to open the door at the end of the corridor.
Is someone doing
She's
cardio?
Wrong.
Georgie's got the whistle out just in case. It's like I will do it. I will do it.
Oh, please don't.
You open the door and you find another corridor. Uh-huh. It looks exactly like the one
I thought of something else.
I don't know.
Why
what to tell you.
is there a door if it's just another corner?
Feng Shui.
Oh,
Opposite of
yes,
feng shui.
yes, I've heard about that. It's very good.
And what doors are down here?
It looks literally identical to the one you just came from. So there's one to the right, one to the left, one at the end.
She is going to do like essentially the mirror image door of the room that we
As you walk forward, you step onto the rug and immediately plummet through a hole in the floor.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh!
Bye.
There's
Wait,
the
wait,
slide.
hey, she'll try to grab something as soon as she.
Oh, nice.
It's not the first time she's
Yeah.
fallen through a trap.
Yeah, that's a good point. Give me an elude roll.
Okay. Wait, I want to use another inspiration if someone will second that for me.
Sure.
Okay.
I think we have one left.
I have
we
one
have
over
one.
here.
Okay, so there's two.
Okay. 8 plus 1, 9.
9, alright. You feel like with just enough time and your trigger reflexes from your many years of adventuring, you feel the like floor start to give way, and you're immediately able to just kind of like reach up and like get that delayed, like let the rug fall and then catch the floor as this pit opens up below you.
Bernadette,
Yes.
this is like Egypt again. Could I have a hand?
Yes, of course. And I'll come over and help her back up onto level
And I'll
4.
try to use my strength too to help out with that.
Yeah, you guys have done this a dozen times before. You know how to make this work. You're able to haul her up, and you look down into the void below.
I'll drop a torch.
I was going to do exactly that.
You drop it down. You drop it. It falls for a while, and then you see the little like crack of it hitting something, and you just hear like, "Oi!"
Are you Vincenzo?
What?
Are you Vincenzo?
To think.
No!
Hilda?
What?
Are you Hilda?
No!
Well, then who are you?
Who are you?
I asked you first.
Fuck off!
Fair enough.
Can you say more than 5 words in a sentence?
What?
Right.
Just for good measure, second torch.
That wasn't me.
It falls for a significantly shorter amount of time.
Oh,
And then flares up and vanishes.
Oh, something just ate
back
us.
away from the edge.
Sir, are you down there still?
What?
Okay. Do you know where the doctor's lab is? He needed us to fetch something for him.
No.
Do you work here?
What?
Right. Okay.
Bugger. Let me
What would you do if the doctor was dead? Theoretically.
Doctor's dead?
I didn't say that. But what would you do?
And you hear just the most god-awful, unholy sound of, like, weird chant wailing coming from this pit.
Okay.
At what point did you think that was a good idea?
Let's not mention the doctor being dead, please.
I mean, I said theoretically.
Wait, Frankie's dead.
No.
Sleeping.
The doctor's sleeping.
Just like grab Maxwell and back away from the pit.
Oh dear.
No.
Oh dear.
Not dead. Not dead at all.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, is there a way to skirt around the...
Oh, yeah, there's tons of room on either side. It's just the rug.
She's gonna more carefully go down the hallway.
Once we're sufficiently backed away from the pit, I'll look at Max and be like, yeah, all right. He died over the wine course. Drank something, collapsed onto the table.
Apparently that wasn't the real wine course.
Well, regardless, just collapsed onto the table. We don't know what happened. We're trying to get out of here.
I'm not sure. We all drank the wine too and are still living.
I mean, I'm glad he's dead.
I'm glad that you think that, and you know, when the police come, I think plenty of us will be able to report that you said that multiple times.
I'm in the will.
That doesn't exactly lessen your what is the word that I want? Your viability as a subject.
Culpability.
There,
I'll
thank
just
you.
take a lie detector test.
A what?
I'll just take a lie detector test. They couldn't prove I did it in high school. They couldn't prove it now.
Okay, well, at least I thought that maybe that today would be the day that the Gabble Force would be, invited to something special.
It was well, and here's the thing: it was something special. He invited us for some grand purpose, and then he upped and died. The universe was just against you. I'm
Does anyone
sorry.
have a sense of how long it's been since we left?
My
the
lift is here in
study?
30 minutes.
Something was supposed to, when we were in the study, something was supposed to happen in 15 minutes, and
Oh, and it's been quite some time.
That was about an hour ago.
Yeah.
It's been a couple hours, hasn't it? Because you said your lift was coming in 3 hours, and now
Yeah.
it's a half.
Yeah, that's true.
did we hear anything yet?
You've heard a lot of weird howling.
Interesting.
If there wasn't a tuba, it wasn't a surprise.
Well, should we continue exploring the doors in this quarter?
I just want to find the fucking lab.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
any
Let's just-
place other
we're
than
gonna-
a hallway.
Just test the doors as we come across them.
Cool. Currently, you've got one that is to your left that you're almost certain is going to go into the room with the three-headed dog again.
I'm not gonna do that.
Straight ahead and then to the
Cabbages.
right.
To the right.
To the right?
To the right, to the right.
You open this door. It opens into what appears to be some sort of like very grand, like central hallway, but not more than just a hallway. It also seems like it's a gallery. Like there's these little like plinths arranged down the center that have like objects on them encased in glass. There's little like niches interspersed along the walls that have objects that are like beautifully lit. There's tapestries and paintings hanging all over the place. And there is a very, very well-endowed blonde woman who looks very confused, who is sort of like standing and looking around the room, kind of in the center of the room. Oh, hello. Oh, are you the... Oh, Mr. Campbell, I'm so terribly sorry.
Hello
separated from... You must be the rest of the guests. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Is everything all right?
The doctor's taking a little nap, and but he told us to
Why do
find
you keep saying that lie?
Yes, he's probably not napping. He's probably sleeping for the entire night. He was rather drunk.
Oh, did he get into the secret liquor cabinet
He
again?
did. He did.
Very unfortunate. Vincenzo's been trying so hard to keep him on his diet. It's just not working.
As he was
Keep an
passing
eye on
out,
Vincenzo.
he did encourage us to explore the castle. And
He encouraged you to explore.
He said
he must
you
have been
would
deep in
be-
his cups to suggest something like
Yes.
that. It's
Well-
terribly dangerous.
he said you might be a wonderful resource. So a couple things we're looking for. This room is beautiful. Seems
Yes. This is the third gallery. I get the numbers a bit mixed up. I'm still terribly new. He really said I'd be very good at this. That's quite complimentary of him. I don't think he's ever complimented me before.
Miss Calloway here is seeking a bust.
Oh,
And you've got several.
yes, we do have many busts. Is there a particular size you're looking for?
A musician.
It's about.
Yeah, we're all like trying to like keep eye contact, but like
Bernadette
It's
has
just hard.
given up trying.
it is hard.
Somewhere between a watermelon and a cantaloupe.
The best I understand is of a figure who is a musician.
Oh, a musician. Well, let's see. There's we have the Garden of the Muses that's out in the back. That's got some musical affiliations. There's the music room on the second floor that has a lot of sculptures and iconography in there. There's the Hall of the Saints. I think a bunch of them were musicians or put to death in macabrely musical ways, depending. Any particular sort of music or musician that you're looking for?
Anyone that played the lyre or the harp.
Well, there's many liars in the castle.
There's many liars in this room.
Hey, this one's either Julius Caesar or a really understated Liberace.
Oh, I think that's an artistic interpretation of Saint Sebastian as portrayed by John Bon Jovi.
Now that's odd.
Right. Well, we have a few possible rooms we could check. We're also looking for the dear doctor's lab.
The lab. Did he not tell you he sealed up the lab? He's giving up his investigations altogether. Was getting into some sort of what did he call it? Entirely new field of industry, something like threshing? Or was it weaving? I've fully lost track. Very industrial, whatever it was. Large machines.
Call it curiosity, but which floor and wing would we have found the sealed up lab?
Well, there's one in the basement. There's 2 on the 3rd floor. There's 3 or 4 annexes up on the 6th floor. If you go into the north tower and take the lift all the way down to the underground chambers, and go on the boat down through the secret lake, then you end up on the one on the other side of town. Which one are you looking for particularly?
Not sure.
Well,
We were looking...
Damn it.
I like the one with the lift.
But you did hear we had to go upstairs in
I
order to get
know.
the
I am distraught. I'll do some cardio to right the brain.
Oh, that's very troubling. What's bothering you so much? That seems very out of character for you to be distraught enough to do
I
cardio.
thought I would be in the company of finer folk.
And then the good doctor went into his cups, and he was unable to meet him
Yes,
appropriately.
I understand. Yes, no, it is very difficult when the doctor can't fulfill his duties.
Quite.
We all suffer when the dear doctor can't do his duties.
The good doctor and I were working on some chemistry experiments together. Do you know? Yeah, he asked me here to have a look at some of his proofs, but got into his cups before he could go into further detail.
If you're meant to look at his proofs, we're going to need to find Vincenzo. He knows where all the paperwork is in the castle. I take care of the artwork, he takes care of the paperwork, as it were. He's much better at that. The little voice inside of his head is apparently very good at keeping records.
He may have more voices than
Yeah,
there
it's now a big voice in his head.
They've all consolidated.
There's more room in his head now.
It might not be in his head anymore. It might be in his hand.
Anyways,
It's been a very interesting evening.
It sounds like I've been having to take care of the other guests all night, and their needs have gotten very outrageous.
other guests?
What are the guests?
Oh, no, the other guests. There's like 3 parties going on different floors. We have to keep them all separate, you know. We can't have the intermingling happening or anything like that. It's too dangerous.
What?
What sort of parties are the other parties?
I don't, you don't really seem like the sort of folk who would be into those kinds of parties. They're very...
Hilda, dear, you've already spoken considerably out of turn. You might as well just
you
continue.
are quite correct.
You might as well continue and sate our curiosity.
Is it a sex thing?
Oh, no! Dear God, what kind of man do you think the doctor
I would
is?
have gone there as well, yes.
I mean, as of Oculus, I do have a very wide range of admirations. What are these other parties?
Well, they're mostly the sort where there's a lot of, scientific exchange and occasionally, what does he call it? Pact entities involved?
It is a sex thing.
What do you think science does?
Well, magic and science are indistinguishable at a certain point, aren't they?
Magic?
I mean, some people would call it magic, or, spirits, or, possession, or any number of things, yes?
No, science is science, and magic is magic. And one is real, and the other isn't.
Everyone knows science isn't real.
Well, we did just deal with the curse.
Deal with it, yeah.
I mean, it could entirely just be him being insane and
So-
using it as an excuse.
Do we need to find one of the labs, or one of the busts, or one of the curses, or one of the parties? I'm
Or the
very
exit.
confused. I can show you to the exit.
Well, that'd be great.
That
My
would
ride
be a
is here in
that would
20
be
minutes.
Delightful.
You know what? Please.
Right, I could just take you to the, is your lift picking you up in the front circle, or on the...
Well, you know, the map is very unclear. It's...
Oh, you even managed to get a map. Vincenzo's been looking for a map for hours tonight. I wasn't
no,
even
it-
sure why he was looking for it.
It's just where the car's going to pick me up, and it's very unclear.
Oh, well, here.
Well, it is an Uber pool, so we should all...
Oh, I know exactly where they're going to go. Come with
I mean,
me.
if it's an Uber pool, we might as well wait an extra 10 minutes. It's going to take forever to get here.
No, I mean, not usually. Once they get past the guard wolves, then they generally get all the way up to the side without much trouble. We've got very clear signage. It's reflective in the lights.
I mean, we've already made the poor guy drive to New Jersey.
Is that where we are? That would explain a lot.
It's not where I am, but
Me neither,
it seems
but I'll
like...
take it.
Oh, it's doing that thing where it exists simultaneously in multiple places again. Damn, I thought we fixed that problem.
Well,
I've talked
and
to Vincenzo
apparently
about
also
that.
different times as well.
It does explain why your pants have the zipper in front instead of the buttons, which is a very good invention, I must have to point out.
Well, thank you for looking at my zipper, first of all.
It's down, by the way. Oh, God.
I was peeing on a plant earlier.
Well, was
Which
it
he
Bertha?
blames me for.
It wasn't Bertha, was it? She
No,
hates it.
I've told she doesn't enjoy it. You get used to it.
All right. Well, anyway, this way, and she starts like
please.
skittering off toward a one of the several doors out of this room.
How long have you worked here, Hilda?
Either 3 months or 300 years. I'm a little unclear, and everyone gives me a different answer.
Right.
And you still haven't figured out where everything is.
Oh no, the blueprint is constantly changing. Vincenzo's the only one who seems to be able to navigate everything without any trouble.
We might have trouble now, but let's just keep going.
Well, and Harry seems to do all right as long as you're in one of the main rooms. And Marta just finds you, no matter where you are. I don't know if she actually knows how to navigate the house, but she can certainly find the doctor.
Okay. How about the exit?
I'm just waiting for a scream to come from somewhere.
I once took an Uber pool once. Last time I ever do that, always get a pocket limo.
Is that a sex thing?
I mean, it is in some circles, but it depends on who you ask.
Shall I continue to the exit?
Door out, please.
Hilda walks up to one of these doors.
A horse and carriage.
Rattles it. Pops open the door, looks and goes, closes it. Maybe this one instead. Goes over to the next one, pops it open. Oh, yes, this looks much better. This way.
Yes, please, thank you.
And she starts to lead you through just the most absurdly insane corridors of like, there's a hallway and then she opens a door and it leads you to a staircase and you go down and then she opens another door and you walk into a hallway and then she like rolls up a painting and there's a staircase behind it that you have to crawl through and then she like shoves a bookcase out of the way. There's a crawl space that she kind
we
of
have
like
to
ushers
crawl
through. It's even worse than getting up to the dinner party originally was. And it finally lets you out. You're in what appears to be like the main entry hall. You all recognize the space. This is in fact how you got in. There's a massive set of like 20-foot tall double doors at the far end. And as you start to walk toward it, you just hear this like kind of clattering like rattle
Someone's about to roll dice.
off to the side.
No, those are my knees. I'm sorry. So much.
And Hilda just kind of looks and sighs and goes, if you just head to the doors, I'll take care of this. I'm so sorry about this. This is really unfortunate. And she like reaches into the pockets of her apron and pulls out what looks like just two little sticks and just whoosh, and like whips out these two like expanding like quarterstaffs.
Oh, wow.
And walks towards one of the doors and starts spinning them like a ninja as you see two animated skeletons with like helmets and swords start marching on her. She just
Ray Harryhausen stuff.
Yeah, no, it exactly looks like a Harryhausen movie. You hear the clattering from behind you as presumably two more manifest, and she just goes, "All right, just straight through the double doors. They can't pass the threshold."
Do you need assistance?
I know, I'll be fine. Bam! She fully like collapses one of these skeletons.
Door.
I'm watching in intense admiration. Just no, go on.
Are you out front? No, I don't see a Nissan Sentra.
Yeah, we've opened the door. We've opened
As
the
you
door.
guys open the double door.
What does it? I don't even know what a Nissan Sentra
you
looks
walk out
like.
to the front, and you don't see a Nissan Sentra, unfortunately. What you do see is a set of 6 horses hitched to the front of a bright red Ferrari. Pull up in front of the castle.
I got a better ride.
And there is a dude dressed fully like 1700s coachman, like perched on the hood of the Ferrari. He just kind of looks at you guys. Oh, so you ride?
Yes, thank you.
We can all fit in there.
Oh, sorry. And he smacks the hood, and it extends out.
Pocket limo.
See, much more useful than a Uber pool.
You going Jersey City way?
I can.
Do you know of any other parties? All I've done is walk for the past 3 hours.
Casino? Close enough?
Close enough. Might as well drink.
Got a seafood bar.
That is one way to start getting drunk.
On seafood?
Anybody
Yeah,
else
if you get
need
enough
any
bad
need
oysters,
to
it's the
drop
same
off
feeling.
anywhere else?
Just
The train station.
Right, train station,
the airport, I guess.
airport, dinner theater.
Is Burt Reynolds still doing Man of La Mancha?
Last I checked.
I'm in.
Oh, I'll join you on that one though.
All right, everybody in.
Kathy Lee Crosby is a vision.
I've been meaning to, and you know what? This is the sign that I need to go and just watch.
And I
the
imagine the dinner theaters connect to casino.
You all hop into the Ferrari, and just as he's getting ready to pull away, you see Hilda like pop out. She looks a little disheveled, but it's kind of, you know, in a cute way as she like runs out with like a straight up looks like a video game loot sack and kind of like chucks it at you guys. It's just like, sorry if this isn't everything, but here you go. Chucks it at you.
Thank you.
You open it up, and inside you find a bust of Brahms with a lyre in the back.
Ooh, open it up.
A hand-bound notebook with some weird occult symbols on the front of it. Just a bunch of loose, like, money in like money clips, bills, jewelry, like kind of like you know, if you were raiding the drawers and like stuffing it in.
Oh, $100 bill.
It looks like she kind of did a
I'm an English
raid
teacher.
of anything that might be useful to you guys.
Are there any? Is there anything that looks like laboratory notes?
The handbound book.
Excellent. I grab that and just tuck into a corner.
As I'm sitting with the bust, I take the ring and I put it in there, and I hear the click, and the back little panel opens up, and there is this small envelope inside, and I open it up, and I read it. And I crumple it up, and I throw it and the bust out the door as we're riding away. It said the treasure was inside me all along.
Well, at least it didn't say that the true treasure was the friends you made along the way, because I think you would need to ask for a refund on that one.
Yes, I mean, if we are going to be lied to, might as well go watch a professional.
You want me to get you the cute girl's number?
Sure.
Says the driver.
Yes, yes, please.
Hey, what are you guys doing next week?
Why?
I'm gonna be throwing a party. I just got a house.
Well, as long as you don't go up and die.
Is that a sex thing?
And as the horse-drawn Ferrari pulls away toward Jersey City, a place both in and out of time, as lightning cracks behind the castle, the wolves howl, the camera fades out to a title card that reads, "The End?" Question mark.
And then in
And
parentheses,
that is where,
hopefully.
yeah. That is where we
Let's
close
do the
tonight.
time war again.
You know, you made it out. Not every group has.
Just ask for the exit.
Yeah, we were very dedicated to get out of there at one point.
At one point.
It's sort of like, get Frankie settled down, gone, bye.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this wild little shenanigan as we made our way through Dr. Frankenstein's castle. I don't have any notes on what our normal end matter is, so let's go to schedule. I believe we may be off tomorrow, so double check the Discord for information on whether that's happening or not. But we will be doing something on Saturday, which will involve a giveaway of a book hand chosen by the Baroness, because we have reached 100% of our tavern upkeep. Thank you, lovely, lovely people.
Cheers,
Thank you
mates.
so much.
It's the Bible, isn't it?
We appreciate it. That would be a very interesting TTRPG supplement, not gonna lie.
Weird to get a Bible that somebody kissed in the front cover.
And remember, we've decided that if we can get to 150% of the tavern upkeep, Ezra will handpick a VC Andrews book and kiss it just for you.
And a powdered donut. But what we're doing Saturday is starting our new Call of Cthulhu campaign. The Great Danes return, this time in 1920s China. They are going to be going through the Chaosium campaign Children of Fear. So brush up on your Buddhism.
Yes.
As Ezra has been.
Yes. So that's the schedule for this week. And then coming around to next Monday, we will have one more chaotic one-shot, which will be run by our very own James. He will finally get his turn in the uncomfortable talk.
Yeah! I will probably be standing for half of it because I'll actually be a DM that can fucking stand, like,
Wait, I was...
up.
See, he wouldn't let me stand.
Oh, no, sorry. I mean, like I was sitting the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. Like, in the...
Because I have begged Thomas to stand. I would much rather stand. I always stand when I run.
Just like set up one of those standing pad things that so your joints don't get all screwed up.
Well, we'll continue to harass Thomas about our sitting and standing needs.
He's surprisingly competent.
Off.
And with a
camera.
special guest next Monday. Secret
Yeah,
guest.
so you'll have to tune in.
Wow.
See who's going to be
Burt Reynolds?
stopping in. And
Clark
on
Gable.
that note, I think we're going to call it for this evening. As always, check our Discord for any updates. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you all on Saturday.
Saturday, Saturday, Saturday.